everybody. Happy Thursday. Very good morning to you. Hope you're keeping well. You join us here for a stream. Today, we're going to do a flight in the upcoming Starship with this preview build from Black Square. And we'll go over our briefing for tonight's VATSIM flight as we take the A320 from Ronaldsway down to Guernsey. Right? It's all happening now. Very sad news this morning. I wasn't aware of it. Seemingly a crash at 787 Air India. Jesus. And I'll need to look into that. I wasn't aware of it. That's like terrifying and also like disaster. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what happened there. Very, very sad news indeed. But we'll do our thing, right? Let us know if, you know, 787 passengers, how many did I hold? Lots, right? But anyway, listen, we'll try and, you know, ramble on, see what we're doing. The cat's here beside me, looking at me. You're all right, cat. Don't worry about it now. And yes, we had a quick look at this aircraft last night. Nick Kazansky joined us from Black Square, having a chat, highlighting some of the features of this aircraft. And today, well, we're going to take it for a jaunt. We're on the ground here, just outside of Lake Tahoe. The airport, if I can remember the name, Truckee and Tahoe, Kilo Tango Romeo Kilo. We're going to be heading down then. Where are we going? I should really, exclamation point route will give you the route. Right, we're heading somewhere nice. And yeah, we'll have to see what the story is. Jesus, 200 dead. Bloody hell. Lost lift after takeoff. Possible wrong V1 speed in the FMS. No idea. Well, I suppose we're only guessing at this stage. Man alive. It's really only happened in the last last 1 to 2 hours, is it? Really? Man alive. That's terrible. Terrible news. Boeing as well. A 787, a Dreamliner. Jesus, lads. But anyway, yeah, sure. Keep us posted with news and information of what's happening. There's nothing worse. Like, I mean, it's, you know, they say air travel is by far the safest means of travel, but Jesus, when you see these sort of things happening, especially kind of this year, there's been a lot, right? There's been a lot. But anyway, we will ramble on doing what we're doing. And yeah, we're going to be well, looking at the systems of the Starship. This thing, it's just mind-boggling how much they managed to put into this aircraft. So that's what we're going to focus on for the first bit, and then yes, plan for our VATSIM flight this evening as I get reacquainted with the Fenix A320 back over in Flight Sim 2020, and make sure all our scenery is working. Look at the routing, look at some charts, and basically just put a plan together of how it is we're going to fly this aircraft. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway. How's everyone? How was your day? Right, Muse fan got an upgrade to his rental car. Right, he's happy out, which is right. The devil. Who's here in the chat? Look, Muttley is here. Good to see you. Little Trader, welcome in. Led Ballooner, top of the morning. Mac Vision, look what he did. Jesus, 5 gifted tier 1 subs before his breakfast. Thank you very, very much indeed, Mac Vision. Insane support this early in the morning. Really appreciate it, buddy. Muse fan is here. Just here for a quick hello and goodbye to keep the streak going. That's right. Seemingly Muse fan is a streaker. Right? Breaking news, yes. Mac Vision, top of the morning to you, my good guy. PH Roy is here, welcome in. Cardiac Splash is here, welcome in. Tannish Mossman, happy Thursday. Cyrus T, the man of teal, has rambled aboard. Cyrus, I asked me questions last night, you know, about the right, so fingers crossed we can get to something. Do you know what I mean? Sean Dale, welcome aboard. 98 Vulcan, good to see you. The Limbics is here. Top of the evening to you, man. Hope all is well. Naughty Gnome, hope you're well. I believe you have a head cold. You poor old divil. Schuller Pilot is here. So excited for the Starship. It looks insanely good. It is insanely good, absolutely. Commander Balosh, welcome aboard. Max Stallion is here. APU Inspector, welcome in. Eamon is here, good to see you. Captain Sickbag, nearly the end of the week. I'm telling you, man, we're getting there. Absolutely. Crafty Tigers, hope you're well. Let me see now. Mayday is here. Who else come in the door? Oz Nomad, top of the morning to you. Let me see here now. Ferocious Gamer, welcome in. How's your day going, man? Let me see. Snafky is here. Very happy Thursday. Dudas Priest, welcome in, man. Vinsane, welcome in. Yeah. This is going to be a bit of crack trying to learn, you know, and fly this machine. We'll see how we get on, though. Jim Messenger, welcome aboard. Just Willie, top of the morning to you, Willie. Sandman is here. Joseph Jolly, welcome aboard. Visualize. Now, you might be working, you know, or lurking. It could be the daytime, the morning time, or the evening time. But you're most very welcome in, man. Welcome in. Got the lurgy. Well, you trying to fly this will cheer me up, right? Be grand. Nothing to worry about at all, lads. It'll be totally fine. You know what I mean? Judas Priest is working and lurking. Mind yourself. Yeah, so this aircraft, we had a look at it last night, and oh man alive, you get lost in the systems, and there's a lot of systems here, and it was great to see, and it's always great to hear when a developer, when they're so passionate about a project, it's an exciting place to be, listening to them, how they kind of meticulously code everything into it. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing if we can get this machine into action and fly it on our route for today. So we do have some scenery working here. We have UK 2000 scenery. It's 2020, so I hope it works. Let's see what happens. Flight Sim Max, top of the morning to you. Hope all is well. Awash is here. Can't wait to get the Starship. Dude, it's just... We don't have long. It's a week from today this is going to be released. 1 week from today. Nick is such a great guy. Really is, Willie. Really is. Let me see. DEP code. DEP code. Oh, departure code. Mount Harnish. Kilo Tango Romeo Kilo, and we're heading down to Kilo Hotel November Delta. There we are now. Malky, good man yourself with the route information for the route. So yeah, it's all go now. My buttons aren't working. The Starship is going to cause a hole in my wallet. It just is, man. It just is. But like, there's an awful lot of like, there's so much to this airplane. Do you know what I mean? Hang on, Jesus. Every day I have to plug this out and plug it back in again. Oh, jeez. I wonder, is there like a script I could use to fix it? The Elgato stuff. Very strange, isn't it? Right, come on over here, lads, as we settle in, right? And let's have a look here now. Sandman says, honestly, I find the Starship quite intimidating. Yeah, I'm the same. However, there are features on this aircraft that do make it intimidating. You can turn them all off. So you can just treat this like any other aircraft in a flight sim, you know. Control E probably works, right? And it's, as I was saying last night, it's an aircraft that's kind of, you know, it invites you to kind of learn more about it, which I thought was just class altogether, do you know? So yes, there are a lot of systems in it. There's lots of options when it comes to your navigation. There's lots with this thing, right? But it is something that you can just hop in and go for an old blasting as well. So that's what we're going to have a look, right? So yes, we're near Lake Tahoe. We have our own hub out here for Firefly Air, and well, we're going to go head down and do an old route. So while we're sitting here, we might as well start putting this information in. All right. So there's my Navigraph. Don't forget, lads, AirAC updates today. Thank you, Naughty Gnome, for reminding me. So we have all the latest and greatest AirAC data for our beloved flight sim. So I'm going to key in a route here. So we're going to go to flights. We're going to say new flight. We'll just do a direct to. And for the moment, we can start putting in other bits and pieces here now in a moment. But I just want to get a rough idea of what we're doing. So it is Kilo Tango Romeo Kilo, and we're heading over to Kilo Hotel November Delta. That is Henderson Executive down in Vegas. That's where we're headed. So we're going to click done on that. That's going to load us in, and that's our route. 311 nautical miles. This thing is going to be just... It's going to laugh as we fly, right? So what we're going to do, friends, we'll jump in. We're going to get the aircraft into some sort of, you know, up and running state. And yeah, we were having a look at this machine yesterday. It's the most maddest looking aircraft ever. It's so cool looking, so unique. And yeah, we're going to be flying this one out today. So yesterday we managed to get up to an engine start. That was about it. Just kind of, you know, a very kind of top level look at the systems and what the aircraft has to offer us. But today we're going to do some flights. Now I am trying to link in once again with Nick to bring us on more of a tutorial based flight, how to fly it correctly. What you will see today is not necessarily flying it correctly. I'll do it to the best of my abilities, and we do have the 190 page manual here to help us along as well. But in terms of a general aviation airplane, it isn't the most difficult to fly. Right, it's actually relatively easy to fly, and it is quite stable in the air. So we're going to be checking out that stuff as well. The cruising altitude, or the ceiling of this thing, is flight level 410, 41,000 feet. This thing is an absolute friggin' boss. And if you look at just the general hack of it, those wings, they are so so big on this aircraft. And we have these fins on the side. I think they're called ship fins, right? The rudder is actually built into these, which is kind of mad. So we do have ailerons, and we've all this stuff going on around us. An elevator, of course, on the front on that canard wing, and we have this dorsal fin here at the back as well. It is an amazing page. I think it's 190 pages. 190 pages in this manual, right? So there's a lot of information on this, which I'm looking forward to. So it's a full rundown of all the systems, all the options, how state saving works, or state saving, all that jazz is there, right? And bearing in mind, this is pre-release. We do have permission from Just Flight and from Nick to, bring it for a flight and show it off. And I think anyone who's interested in general aviation, you're going to be wanting this, but also even anyone in the airliner side is going to enjoy this as well, because it is a very unique airplane. You know what I mean? The manual is available right now, and you can actually download the manual from Just Flight's website. All right, and we get a lot of information is packed into this. We get all the information about the aircraft and how Black Square put it all together. We have the feature overview, right? So 190 plus page manual, tablet interfaces there, one of a kind Collins AMS 850 14-inch tube CRT avionics suite. There's 14 screens, right? And it has this very low frequency and Omega navigation. I was fascinated by that. Avionics and instrument panel, that's all there. 230 plus random, scheduled or performance triggered failures, but you can turn them all off if you're not comfortable with them. Fully simulated environmental control, pressurization, all the electrics are there, and all our nav options. We also have a terrain and weather radar working as well. Completely simulated electrical system. There's over 170 circuit breakers, and the list goes on and on and on. This thing is absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, it's all physics simulations. That's what Nick has really dialed into this. So yeah. It's on your hangar list, 100%, yeah, man. It's going to be absolutely class. We have the aircraft specifications, and it's from here we can get just an overall idea of what the machine is capable of. You know what I mean? So the engines, they are that of the Pratt & Whitney PT6, but they deliver 1,200 horsepower. What? So they're the same engine that you'd find in a TBM, on the Piston Duke, and so on. But the output of these things is absolutely friggin' nuts, lads. It's nuts. Pressurization system, max cruising speed. So we can cruise this at probably around 325 knots, right? Economy speed is about 255. Takeoff distance, 4,000, right? So we need to be careful. I hope this airport has that. Jesus, Murph, have you already made a mistake? We should have. I think we're about 6,000 feet here. Rate of climb, 2750. Very, very capable climbing aircraft. And single engine rate of climb, 670. Like this rivals a Cessna with just one engine and the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's pretty mad. Its service ceiling is 41,000 feet if your overall weight is under 13,000 pounds, or 35.8. So it can go right up there. We do have V speeds depending, of course, on our payload and the weather and the runway and so what, all that jazz. Engine limitations even goes into our ITT temperature. 850 would be for maximum for takeoff. Our 1,000 degrees, anything up to 1,000 degrees, that's the limit. It'll cook. Other operating limitations: aerobatic maneuvers, including spins. No, it doesn't want to spin. Reverse thrust limited to durations of 1 minute. So be careful with the reverses on this. Fuel crossfeed is permitted only during ground. Right? Hey, Joseph Jolly, thank you very much indeed. Co-pilot, man. Cheers. Insane generosity. Did you see what he did? Joseph, thank you very, very much indeed. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of options with this aircraft, and they do go into a lot of detail of the capabilities, all the instruments that we have, all the other equipment, how we install it, that's all grand, how to keep update, and so on and so forth. There's a few limitations. There's information here in relation to custom liveries. Custom panel CFG file is included in the livery package, and Nick said he's going to get all those working soon, which is great to hear. What else do we have? So the main panel, so it'll hold your hand and explain to you what everything is in the aircraft, And like looking at all the screens that we have, like there's an absolute barrel load of stuff here, and there's redundancy built in pretty much every single system. So yeah, with the aircraft we're running today, with this release build or pre-release build, there's some things like the movement of the joystick. Nick was saying that's all fixed for the final release. It's a lot more smoother and faster. At the moment, you might just see it. It's quite kind of rigid and moving, but yeah, really looking forward to this. What else do we have? Explaining what all the instruments do, how they work, how to read them, right? Because some of them here, like, and as Nick was saying last night, a lot of these aren't used anymore. Some of them just didn't get kind of brought along with modern day avionics, you know. But it's still going to be a lot of fun. We're going to figure out how to fly this, and we're going to check our nav maps here to see, well, what options do we have? Can we tune into some VOR frequencies along the way, or DME, or even ADF if it comes to it? So the weather radar, looking forward to that, seeing how that works along with terrain as well. So is there a tutorial flight? I imagine there is. Outputs, frequently asked questions. No. Interesting. No. Now, there might be before it's released, but I think it's like, in order to learn the aircraft, it's relatively straightforward. I think where it gets into, like, you know, how do we figure out this stage? It invites you to study the systems and really learn about them. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the main kind of part of all of this. If you want to delve in to figure out, you know, how the Omega system works, or, you know, all the systems, we can totally play around with them. You know what I mean? Let me see. Jugag, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, buddy. Looks great at 05:30 a.m. in the sim. Yeah, I was messing around with local time. Now, local time here, it's you know, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. But I haven't changed. Jesus, there's buttons. PH Roy, you absolute devil, you 10 gifted tier 1 subs. That'll take the cobwebs off, right? God almighty. Roy, thank you very much indeed. Lads, if you just got a tier 1 sub over on Twitch, with thanks to PH Roy, well, do be sure to say thank you. What an absolute ledge. Roy, thank you very much indeed for your generosity, my guy. Insane, man, insane. Local time, I have 0626. If you go local time, actual time, it's like 3:51 in the morning. We'll go, as the fella said, with lights on for a bit. 5:30 does look nice though, you're right. But we'll go for just a little bit of sunshine so we can see what's happening with the aircraft. You know what I mean? Balut is here, good to see you. Tarnish jumped, I jumped, the cat jumped, we all jumped. Roy, thank you very much indeed. So here we are inside the cockpit, and well, a couple of things we can do from in here. We're going to start off with the tablet.
Oh, behave.
And Captain Sickbag, thank you very much indeed for the bits. He's throwing bits all over the shop. He's going to start a hype train. Behave. Captain Sickbag, thank you very much indeed for 1,000 bits. Throwing them around the place like confetti. What a ledge. Thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate it, my guy. So we have our options here on the start. I'm not going to change anything here. Unrestricted beta, which is pure danger, but I like that. Show beta annunciator, yes. Cloud strobes, stir all on. Everything that's kind of basic stuff that I would use in a Black Square aircraft. When it comes to our payload, this is where I want to add in a bit of fuel. So we're almost empty on the aft tanks. So I'm going to put 50 gallons in each, right? And our main tanks will go 170 in each, and have everything nicely balanced along, right? The wheel chocks, pitot covers, engine covers, and the gear pins are all situated on the aircraft. We can remove these from the tablet, or we can jump outside and physically remove them. It's entirely up to us. So if we go outside and we're using the default Microsoft Flight Sim walk around mode, we can do this. Very important, we got to remove the gear pins, otherwise we won't have the use of the landing gear, right? Come around to after the aircraft, this is where our props start. Remove the engine covers, vital that they get removed.
Oh,
Jesus, there's things happening. Naughty gnome! Thank you very much indeed for the bits. Cheers, man. They just started a hype train. God almighty, at this time of the morning, look. Thank you very much indeed for the bits. Cheers, buddy. We got to remove these before flight, otherwise we won't get accurate readings of airspeed and all the devil knows what. And then last but not least is going to be the chocks. So by us removing all of these, let me show you something pretty cool. Because it all starts appearing. So there's the gear pins. They're located now here, so we can see it. The more we can click on that point and they go back, right? But then when it comes to the chocks and all that, well, if you ramble down here towards the lav, we can open up this, and there's our chocks, right? And a lovely little note there to Bert as well, which is class. So yeah, I think there is a lavvy here. No cigarette disposal. And I think this chair operates as a lavvy, I think. Yeah, toilet not to be occupied for takeoff and landing. So we do have a jacks, but the doors stay open, right? Oh, there's a light in there as well. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, right? So moving back up the cabin, there's some functionality back here, but at least from this build, lights and all that work. I don't think the tray tables operate. Not that I know of anyway. But again, it's everything that has a function is functional, if that makes sense. Dedicated to Bert Rutan. I love that. Or Rutan, I love that. And we also have options here for lighting as you're getting in and out of the aircraft. That's pretty cool, yeah? So that's all grand where that is. So let me see, a couple of checks. We're going to remove the control lock. That's all lovely, juvely. So I'm happy enough with the fuel setup. Pilot, we'll throw our pilot in. Now see this gross weight after changing colour? It's just letting us know that we're going to be too heavy to land. So we want to be careful. But as we fly, we're going to burn fuel. All will be well in the realm. Moving across now, checking in on the engines, we can see that the engines and batteries, their condition and so what. Engine condition is good, battery condition is good, oxygen and all that jazz is there as well. On the electrical side, we've nothing running at the moment, but we'll check all of this. And then we have the cabin, the environmental controls. Very important on the aircraft. Again, you can turn all this stuff off if you wish. However, the cabin temperature, which will actually, it's easier to cool and it stays cooler. Then we have the avionics panel, the instrument panel, which is actually the area just behind the main panel. That's important because if that gets too hot, things can fail. And then we have the avionics bay. This is where the machinery, the parts, the conduits all live. So there's 3 separate compartments here that we need to be aware of. Outside air temperature is 32 Fahrenheit based on real world weather, so it's grand and cool on the ground. We're not worried about things at all, but we are in the range of icing, so we need to watch that one. And then we have the failure screen. So we're going to see, is there anything turned on at the moment? No, there's nothing failed at the minute, but things can of course fail. Things can fail, and it's up to us to see how we behave. So we're going to start off with some electrical power to the ground. So we're going to turn on the ground power. Again, you can do it from here, or you can go outside the aircraft and actually connect the ground power unit yourself. You can come down here just to the leading edge of the wing, underneath the gears. There's a little button here, electrical power. Click that in. And here's our GPU, the ground power unit. And he's even modeled this. The RPM of this machine will actually increase or decrease depending on the load that the aircraft is actually utilizing, which is class. But we have kind of unrestricted power here, so we're going to leave that on for the moment. Keep the door open. So a couple of checks before we start up this machine. Gear is in the down position, flaps are in the neutral position, so nothing's going to move when we turn on the master battery switch. So we're going to start off with the master battery switch. So we're going to turn this guy on. Now before we do that, we need to test our standby avionics, right? So basically our last line of defense, if you want to call it that. If you have an electrical issue, these are your standby instruments, the old school steam gauge instruments, right? And when we turn this on, when you see that artificial horizon, it's the animation of it is absolute class looking. So we'll turn those on. See the movement of that, the gyro spinning, and then it locks into position, right? Corn Wolf, good to see you. Schutz is here, welcome in. Do GPU supply AC or DC? AC, alternating current. Some of them can do DC. Some of them can do both. Some of them can only do one or the other. It depends. So they're up and running. Now that we have the battery on, we can check to see if we have some sort of voltage, yeah? So we're going to go battery on. 26 volts coming in off the main battery, right? Steams for ironing, not saving your skin in failure. Not saving your skin in failure. Sean Dale, indeed, steams for ironing, you say. So the main battery switch is on. We can see our volts here. If we go to external power, it's DC voltage. We need to have 28.1. It can overvolt, and if you put that power directly into the airplane, you're going to have a bad day. It could fry some circuits and stuff, right? So that was a level 4 hype train, lads. Jesus, thank you very, very much. So we can now turn on the external power because we can see, well, there is 28.1 volts steady coming into the aircraft. We can check the generators, they're off. Center bus is getting 26 volts because our battery is giving us 26 volts. Yeah. So from external power, we're going to turn this on. You know, all the gyros now coming to life. You can hear some of the blowers turning on for the avionics. The alternate blower, I'm going to turn that on as well. And when it comes down to our cabin, we'll keep the cockpit low. The cabin can stay kind of middle of the road, and then we have fans that we can turn on or off. And you can hear these. Hear them coming on? Right, so the sounds for everything. So we'll turn these guys on a little bit just to keep everything nice and cool in here. So other things we need to do, we'll come on up on top and we're going to get our pilot displays, center displays, main panel, console, sub panels, bring these guys up. Storm, leave them off. Cockpit, bring them up. Indirect lighting, bring it up. Our master switch for our lights. All right. Cabin eye lights and the cabin overhead. Seatbelt lights can be thrown on. We'll also put on our nav and our low strobe lights. Now, is that actual strobes? No, I think we're good. That tapping that you hear outside. Right, that's the little exhaust flap on the GPU. Right, anyway, we continue on. So, what else do we want to do? We're going to bring up some avionics now just to have a look at things. And we'll start off by our ECAS, pilot and co-pilot controls. You hear that GPU starting to increase its RPM now because, well, we're drawing more, drawing a lot more power, yeah? So we'll go ahead and cancel these caution lights and we'll have a look at the aircraft. Self-test is going on in here and we can see on our main displays where we're at. We also have our autopilot controls. And what else do we need to see here now? Pitch trim is grand. Avionics are coming online. We're going to go ahead and get our oxygen system ready and we can test this. That's okay on that side. And that's okay on that side. Let's go and check all our circuit breakers, make sure there's nothing sticking out. Left side is good. That's the left side, Murph. That's the right side. They're all good. Cabin temperature is low. I'm going to bring that up there a little bit. And if we now look at our environmentals, we can see, well, it's 0 degrees in the cabin, right? 8 degrees in the very front of the aircraft because all that equipment is now on, right? All our avionics are powering up, but the cabin is freezing. So to help us along here, well, let's go ahead and get the main cabin door closed. And that's put it all in there. All right. On our electrical side, cabin entry lights, they were just turned off because the cabin door is closed. So yeah, we're going to try and heat this, right? So we do have a little heater in there. So cabin temp is turned up high. Cockpit, leave that alone. And we get the cabin blowers on full blast here now as well. So hopefully we'll start seeing a bit of heat coming in there. But again, we're going to need heat from the engine itself. All right. So what else do we need to look at here? Right. Well, we're going to initialize the system. Nav data expires in July. That's quite okay. We'll okay that. We have a route library, initialize the system, fuel management. We have a lot of information here. All right. Tons and tons of information here. And this is definitely something you want to go and learn. You know what I mean? We also have any avionics. If there's any faults, we can go ahead and inspect those. Go back to our index here. And we'll go in now and have a quick look at our procedures just to make sure all is looking well. So we're going to have a look. Safe airspeeds, engine limitations, pre-flight checks. Let's have a look. Park and brake is indeed set. Control locks have been removed. Gear handle is down. Batteries on. Pitch, roll, rudder and trim we need to set to 0. That's 0 and that's 0. We'll edit that when we go for climbing. Fuel quantity, we'll double check that. So we can see that this fuel compartment has 1474 and that has 335 in the aft. 474 on the right side with 335 in the aft. So yeah, fuel is good. Oxygen pressure has been checked. Come back here one. On down here now. Oxygen pressure. The air stair door annunciator is checked. Battery will then go to off. Then you remove all your stuff. And that's all grand to me. So next page, before starting, circuit breakers, we just checked those. Outboard reversionary panels as required. Seatbelts and shoulder harnesses, parking brake, audio panels, static sources, oxygen system, test the masks, ice protection off, gear is down, anti-skid switch goes to anti-skid. Center reversionary panel as required, standby instruments on, standby battery power on annunciator. Should be illuminated. Be a little bit hard to see. Fuel pressure. Let me see. Standby. With grounds here. Battery power is on. That's okay. What else? Standby battery on annunciator. Power levers need to go to idle. Lock them into idle. And props will go full forward. Props are now full forward. Lovely hurdling. And we continue on. Next page. We have the ignition then. So we'll worry about all that in a moment. What I might do though is start putting some information into the aircraft. So we're going to reset our barrow. Make sure we're correct for the ground. 3013 inches of mercury, right? Does this come with a Microsoft Flight Sim EFB checklist? I don't believe so. Yeah, they're all there as well. Sweet. Jaken's dad, good morning. Dave Cleary, legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Hope you're well. Nice detail. That's why I asked if it was DC, because if it was AC, increasing the speed of the Jenny would change the frequency of the voltage. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so let's have a look. Initialize system, that's done. Fuel management, fuel used, fuel remaining. Now we can probably put this in. So total fuel. Can we get a summary of the fuel, or will it probably say it in here? So if we look at the payload, hello there. Fuel on board 2948. All right, so we can put that in. So we can either type it in or we can just hit the keyboard. So we'll go 29er. What was it? 48. Enter. 29er. Yeah, 29er48. So we'll go 2948. Right. And hit enter. Where's the enter button, Murph? Fuel remaining. 2948, enter. Alright, passengers, if you need to worry about those, don't worry about that. That's all grand. We're a little bit heavy, but that's okay. We'll go back here. Let me see here now. System, so we're going to say autopilot would be going from our FMS, position, update, VLF, sensors. Make sure these are all on. Yes. We have GNSS, VLF, turn it on, why not? VOR, DME, that's all there. Signal status, that's for your Omega navigation, if you're going to be using those or not, right? Signal strength, so we can see Washington, we're getting a better signal than we would from Great Britain, for example. Pretty cool, right? Viper Strike, good to see you, buddy. So that's all looking good. What else do you want to do here now? That's grand, that's grand, that's grand. Sensors update or position hold. That's all fine. We're going to go to flight plan. And we'll start putting in a route. And then we can also check on the map. So if we have a quick look here, let's see if we can kind of help our way along the way, right? And what I mean by that is, are there some VOR stations we can tune into along the way? So as we depart Lake Tahoe, we do have Palisades VOR, right? That's our nearest VOR station. We shouldn't need that though. We'll see what the crack is. When we take off, anything along the way, in terms of VOR or otherwise, so we have the MENA VOR, 115.1, so that can go in there. If we want, we can track towards MENA, right? After MENA, we'll want to go to, now that's Tonopah. That's a TACAN, is it? We'll go to them. Or we can go to the Coaldale at Reno. Much of a muchness. We might go, well, we could do something mad like that, right? What else do we have then? We have Beatty or Mercury. I reckon Beatty would be nice. And then we're going to be flying in. We'll pick up the VOR here at Good Springs. The VOR will be NDB, and then we're going to be into Vegas. All right. So that looks pretty good. Got an excursion to the D-Day beaches. Nice, Viper. Nice. P.S. Miranda. Hello there. Hope you're well, buddy. All right. So that's the route I want to grab. So we're going to try and do the same here, right? So let me see. Buttons, Murph. You can do it. And we'll go here. Because there are multiple ways we can grab this. If I go back to index and I can go to the map, right, and I display the map, this is where you can turn things on or off. Terminal waypoints, turn them on as well. So let's look at the map here. So it's showing us where we are. So I'll start putting in our route and let's see what happens, right? So it's going to be that of KTRK, enter, right? That's our first neck of the woods, right? And from here, we can start actually, we can use the joystick here and put in some of these other waypoints if we wish, right? Because we have a lot of options here. So the next one is going to be MVA, right? And that's the VOR, MVA. So we'll see if we can find it on the map. We can't here at the moment. Menu, oh, that's all okay. So MVA is next. Let me see here now. We can use the joystick. So see the movement of this joystick? This is where Nick was saying it's a lot faster with the latest update. You know what I mean? Somewhere different, Viper. We've flown out of Lake Tahoe so many times. So I said, look, we'll go somewhere different. So we have SWR as the first waypoint out of here. I suppose we better use that, will we? The Palisades one. So let's move over to Palisades. We'll use that in our routing. So let's have a look here, right? So yeah, so even though you're looking at this joystick thingy moving around, it does it looks quite cumbersome. Nick said no. Once the final release comes out, this moves around the screen as fast as your mouse would. Do you know what I mean? So we'll go to that SWR VOR, and what we're going to do, if we enter that, it should pop up over here. Enter route or waypoint, so it's now in there. SWR, right? And after SWR, we're going to say it's going to MVA. So I'll type this in, MVA, enter. Okay. After MVA, it's going to be, is it OAL? It looks like OAL. OAL, enter. That's the VOR, yes. After OAL, it's going to be a VOR of TPH. I say it's a VOR, it doesn't look like a TPH. Enter. It's not an air. Well, it could be. We'll double check the routing now in a moment. After TPH, it's going to be BTY. Enter. That's a VOR. After BTY, it's going to be direct to GOG, GOG, VOR, and then finally it's going to be down to our airport, down at Henderson Executive, which is KHND, and let's OK all of that, right? So that's what it looks like. We're going to OK all of that. We're going to zoom out here just to make sure that our range or that our plan looks correct. Yeah, that's bang on. And if we bring up our Navigraph, it should be able to locate the very same. Come here, Navigraph. So the only difference here is we're actually going to swing it over to that VOR. Okay. So that looks good to me. Let me see. End flight plan. So I think that's right. And if we move, let me see now. If we go, there we go. So we're going to start off at, so it's starting us off from, that's okay. So we're going to fly to our first waypoint. All right. Can you put airways in there? Airways, I think, yes. You can put in the intersections. Yes. JW. Yeah, 100%. And this is going to give us information about this as well. This should, by right, start bringing in this information here. So if we go into our, let me see, ATC ID, DME, COM, it should be able to pre-select. It's giving me a frequency there of 108.7, right? And if I have a look at this station here, no, it should be 113.2. So yeah, we'll figure out the comm frequencies and the nav frequencies here now shortly. Let me see. So if I go to, that's looking at engine data. I wonder how do we move this now? Huh. That's interesting. Now, we've other ways of doing this. So if we wanted to, we can go to our nav page now. And we can see what's active. And we can pre-select all of these as well, right? So we're going to say, well, 1132. So if we go 1132, that goes in there. And then we can put in our pre-select information. So that's our first one, right? Next waypoint frequency is going to be 1151. 1151. You go in there. The next one we're going to have a look at is 1177. 1177. Right? Then we go across the road and it's going to be 116. 116 goes in there. And that's 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 of these. I wonder, can we go next page? No? Is there a way? You do have buttons down here, but nav tuning, manual or automatic. If I go automatic, it's telling me the nav source is in use. That's okay. These can do, nav 2 can do automatic ones. Not that we're going to need it. So let me see. Our first one, 1132. Our next one, 1151. And then we can go 1177. 1177. Put that on this side, right? And then 116. And then the one after 116 is all the way down to BD. 1147. And that'll keep us going for a while. So that's our nav setup. What else do we have here now? Direct to if we need it. This is back to our index page. ATC, transponder. We'll put in something makey uppy, 6461. Go ahead and pop you in there. ADF frequencies. Any ADFs on the way? Yes, there's tons of them. Give us an L frequency we can be tuning. Let's have a look, lads. We'll probably find out on this screen. Pretty cool what you can do, isn't it? Hey, Toto is here. Good to see you. The screen to the right has frequency data on it. It does, but you can, as I said, there's redundancy pretty much in every system. So you can move screens around all over the shop. It's pretty cool. Let me see. ADF. Bum, bum, bottom. Let's see. Coaldale. Dyer. Silver. Trying to think, what would be... What would be handy for that? Oh, we'd be alright. We shouldn't need ADF. No, we should be okay. We should be okay. Right, so that's nav sources. So we're going to say it's VOR, right? Or we can go FMS. FMS probably. Because that's going to be following the waypoints, or we'll just go direct from a VOR. And this is where we can change. You can see where things are lining up. This is where we can move stuff around if we need to. We also have it over here. So if I'm going to say VOR, right? So we can say VOR 1 or FMS. We're going to go VOR. And different formats you can put in here. Look, RMI, VLF, VOR. That's what we'll want. Or DME is going to be there as well. So keep that in VOR. And then in terms of adjusting our course, it's going to be here, I'd say. Yeah. So that's where we can adjust the course, and then we can adjust our heading from within that course. Now, we're not going to get an accurate read on this VOR station. We're on the ground. You know what I mean? So we'll play along with this in a moment. Right, index. Go back to here. Let me see. That's all okay for the map. This is our radar. We'll turn it on in a while. What else do we need here? Plan map. So we've already done that. FMS data, performance, progress, route list, VOR or DME status, so we can see what's happening. We're already tuned into these. Look, SWR, it's 10.2 nautical miles away, and then when we change frequency, it'll go to the next one, right? Progress, we can see this is our flight time, planned ground speed, and we can see these are all the waypoints, the time we should get there, the ETA we should get there at, and how much fuel even we should have at all of these locations. That's pretty cool, isn't it? We do like that. Route list, we can go ahead and build up our own routes. What else were we looking at? Position, no. Go back one. Radar, plan map, FMS, VOR, Omega status, we already had a quick look at that. And position summary. So it's picking up our position. The FMS position is giving us lat and long, and this is where the VOR is going to be. And our GNS position is here as well, right? Roy says, Murph, it might be a stupid question. Why, in most cases, do GA pilots start their engines first instead of using a GPU? Is there a reason for that? Not really, but like, the likes of using a GPU is aimed more at kind of your commercial side. You know, you want to keep the aircraft cool. You want to be able to run your systems as you're waiting on your passengers to get there. There might be some software tests you need to do, load in, you know, your GPS or your FMS, all that kind of jazz. It's far cheaper using a ground power unit because most FBOs, fixed-based operators, they'd supply that as part of your landing fees. You know, they'll probably give you half an hour or an hour use of a GPU, so it saves your aircraft fuel. But it's not just the fuel; it's every second the engines are running. That's a, you know, it's a ticking time bomb until you have to get the aircraft serviced, mechanically serviced or inspected. You know what I mean? Energizer, good to see you, buddy. Spitfire RAF 100 is here. Good to see you, man. Toto, good to see you. Hope you're well, lads. Right, so I'm happy enough with all of that for the moment. Normal procedures. So we're going to be going through our engine start. Circuit breakers, we've done all that. Next page, engine starting battery. We're not on the battery, we're on an external power. So battery volts, 20 minimum. Battery's actually giving us 28. Prop levers will be set to feather. ECAS pilot and co-pilot avionics will be turning all this stuff off. Now, in saying that, what we can do, ignition and engine start on, condition lever start. Oh yeah, okay, so it's pretty much, we started as is. When this does start up, I'm unsure will I have to go back and put in all my flight data. I never thought of that, but sure, listen, we'll find out together, lads. We shall find out together. Pneumatic pressure, let's go down and have a quick look here. That looks grand. Windshield, leave it alone. Engine actuators, and then we have our, what are these now? Ground ice detection test. That shows up in master caution. It's telling us icing on our CAS system. That then disappears. Nice. Auto feather is turned off. Pneumatic pressure is low, but I'm expecting that'll all start coming up now in a moment. This should be our inertial separators. Let's just double check that in the engine. They should be moving. No, so that's not them. Is it the engine actuator? Vent cable. Okay, that's them there. Because I can see the inertial separator opening. Yeah? So basically what your inertial separator does on the ground is when you use it, when you're coming in for a landing, it puts in like a protective flap to stop any sort of foreign objects, dust particles, stones, gravel, leaves, all that kind of crap. It stops that from being sucked in towards the engine, so it'll get sucked in, but it's going to be deflected. Your inertial separator, it hopefully is going to be kicking out all the dust straight out the exhaust, so it's only clean air going in. All right, so we'll see how this works on a startup. Static source isolated or normal, keep it on normal. All our comm stuff down here, and we have a number of checks that we can do here as well. Let me see, we shall do our fire tests, so fire extinguisher tests. So we're just looking here for a number of warning lights. So there's our extinguisher panel on the left, there's one on the right. Fire detection, and that kicks up a master caution, and it's the same on the right hand side. Go ahead and cancel those. Fuel low, we'll do all that now once we're up and running with the aircraft systems. We can check the stall warning. This is a pretty cool feature. So the stall warning, what it does when we click this, it's going to simulate the angle of attack increasing. Once we get to 0.6, the yoke will start shaking. nose forward all the way to 10, hear the beep, and then our controls come back. So that's the stall warning. Landing gear warning. Gear is flashing. Annunciator panel that'll light up the house like a Christmas tree. All the lights are on. Looking good. We also have the VMO, or our maximum velocity speed. That's our overspeed. Hey Tazzy, good to see you, my dude. I noticed it mostly on Steve-O videos. He first starts the engine, then doing flight planning because fuel isn't the cheapest thing on the planet. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yanni is here. Good to see you, Yanni. Welcome in, buddy. Energizer, we haven't overheated it yet, but it's early days. Early days. Bleed air, annunciator, landing gear. I'm happy enough with all of that. So that's all tickety-boo. Go ahead and cancel these lights. What else you want to do here now? It's all automatic, which is great. So when we start putting power in, she's just going to fire up. We don't need to worry about things. It probably will kick the genties, and by doing so, what I'm expecting to happen on the electrical side is going to kill the power to the main avionics and just keep our kind of basic stuff running. Then we turn it back on again. All right, so that's what's going to happen. So we'll have to flick that switch when we do it. So we're going to go for start on the right engine first. The right engine actually feeds our air conditioning unit, right? So all looks pretty good there. So well, let's give this machine a start and let's see what happens. So in terms of booster pumps, everything's automatic. Make sure that your fuel isn't cut off. We already do have lights on. Go ahead and turn on our GNS if we need it. Additional lights outside. We'll go ahead and turn on our wing light just to let them know. Get the bar light on as well. Right. Let's see what happens. So we're looking at our N1 maximum rotation. Basically, allow this travel at the fastest speed it possibly can. It'll probably get us to maybe 17 or 18%, depends on the outside air temperature, right? So there's about 17, 17.1, 17.2, 17.3, and she's holding. And now we'll go ahead and introduce some fuel. Fuel is coming in. Monitor our NG, but also it's our ITT. So top temperature peaked out at 685. Now we continue with our N1. And once this gets to 50%, we're going to disengage that starter because we've a good start. So there's 53%. Engine start switch off. RPM is coming up. And we can now run that engine. All right, that's a good start on the engine. So what we need to do next is we would be engaging the generator, right? Because we now have power available to the generator, right? So what we could do, we could turn off the external power, that'll drop the systems, or we just go straight with the generator and then disconnect the ground power. Now I wonder if we do that, will that cause a fuse? Okay, generator came online. Reset and hold. Right generator 28.6. The load is 80%. External power has now gone off. Yeah, she held, and she held nice. This is simulating. See these little dots on your screen, lads, yeah? See these little dots? This is FOD. This is foreign object density, or something like that. The FOD, right? Effectively, they're bits of, you know, crap. Bits of stones, gravel, dust, twigs, leaves. And the whole point of having the inertial separator on, they get pulled into the air. Debris, foreign object debris. They're getting pulled in to the engine inlet. Into this guy here, right? So this is an air intake for that engine. So what's happening is, it's getting sucked in here. Slow her down, Murph. She's getting sucked in here, and with the inertial separator, it's effectively a flap that goes bang. Don't let me into the engine. It actually just throws it out the exhaust, right? Now, in terms of doing like the inside work of that, that's probably overkill, but you get the idea, right? And that's all working perfectly. Rob, yeah, absolutely, man. It's a James Bond or Knight Rider aircraft for sure, for sure. Okay, so we're going to go now on the left engine. So same crack again, lads. We're going to engage the starter. And it's a rinse and repeat. We're going to monitor our N1, get it to the fastest speed, and we'll introduce some fuel once it stabilizes. Monitor our ITT for the hot start. ITT is your internal turbine temperature, right? Now I know what it feels like to be a bit of gravel. Mr. Chippy, good to see you. It uses more fuel when closed, yes. But it's taking torque. So you need to be careful. If you had your torque setting high and you turned off the inertial separator, you're going to get a lot more airflow in there. You could over torque the engine. So you need to be careful. 693 on the left engine. She's after peaking and our N1 is still climbing. We had a catastrophic failure there. That's the Gentiles. That's doing the job so they don't explode. Good start. And let me see. Left generator. She's coming up. Reset and put in. And I think we're okay. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Starter switch is off. We can put on our auto feather to arm. And we now have cabin temperature, so we need that guy to come up. That's mainly the cockpit though. We can go auto mode, that'll start heating, right? What else do we want to do? Ignition arm, no, don't worry about that. We can put on our ice protection, pitot and statics, right? Windshield, not worried about that for the moment. Ground de-icer, not worried about that for the moment. Windshield off or low. Stick it on low. Alright. Initialize the system, all okay. And we want to go to flight plan, and there's our flight plan in there. Next up, we're going to go to our flight map and just keep an eye on that there. We do have some information on our vertical speed. We're going to go and set up. We're going to go ahead and set up our altitude. So we're going to plan altitude for this one. Bearing in mind our current altitude is 5,000 feet on the ground, right? Bring this guy down. We'll go for an initial altitude of what? Let's call it 11,000 for now. We will get all the way up there though, and we can arm vertical speed. Call it 1,500 feet a minute. We'll have a look. Looking across our dials here, everything here looks good. Decision height. We'll do that for landing. All our timers, let me see, left select, right select. Local time, 6:50 in the morning. Trip time we can start. Let's double check now just how the engines are working. Governors are working. Inertial separators are there. We'll keep them on until we're out of there. Falconer, good to see you. Wicked Lumberjacks, I did, man. Absolute devastating news. Devastating news. 787. Okay, so the right engine's looking good. What does that mean? So battery amps on the left gen, the right gen. I was wondering what was happening there. We lost the right gen. So both generators are now up and running. Look. That's actually pretty cool, because if you kill one of the generators, well, the load will go over to the left. So we got, 54, 56. If we turn off the right gen, right, look at this. The left generator is taking all of the load. That's freaking cool, isn't it? Reset the right gen. Right gen is now holding 56. Let's bring off the left gen. Left gen dies, and the right generator takes on the entire load. That's pretty cool. I like that. Right. What else do we need to do? Fuel should be moving in these, which they are, and they should be moving in this, which they are. The bleed air valves are going to activate both of those, and we can see pneumatic pressure starting to come back alive. We want those for the flaps and so on. Pitot overheat. So turn off your pitot heat, you don't need it. External power is connected. We better go ahead and get rid of that. So we're going to go to our payload and we'll say ground power disconnect. Hopefully there's no doors left open. Right and left engine anti-ice systems are running, but that's because it's our inertial separator, so that's okay. Alright, taxi lights are going to be next. I dare say everything's running. We have a caution light, but that's okay. And then our aviator alternate blower is on. Let's just double check our temperatures here. Yeah, so it's 28 degrees up there. Our cabin temperature is finally starting to get up. We do have a low cabin warning temperature, see that? It's like, oh bother, right? We can also select outside air temperature, inside, and so on and so forth. We can also set a speed for this. There's no auto throttle, we'll manage it. What else do we want? That looks good to me. That's a VOR. That's just hunting for the signal. We're on the ground. It's going to be bouncing all over the shop. The weather radar, we'll turn that on once we get, once we taxi here away from the ramp. So quick check here. So let me have a look. Runways here. So we'll open up the airport. So runway 20 or runway 11. Let's go with runway 11. So it's turn right and taxi all the way up. That's what we're going for. We'll taxi on Alpha, and we'll see how we get on with that. All right. So, are we ready, sports fans? So, let me see. Brakes. Brakes off. There's beta. Beta's working. And we'll take our time as we taxi here. Also, let's just double check our transponder while we're waiting. So let's just hold the brakes. And let's come on down here to our transponder. Now, how do we turn this divel on? It says it's active, but I'm trying to think what mode she's active on. That makes sense? And we should have it down here as well. ATC, DME, com squelch, reply. Okay. Would it be in... There's another way to get to this. Normal, abnormal radar. Yeah, we'll play with that radar in a while. Plan map, FMS. No. Com, nav, ADF, ATC. I wonder how do we change this now? You know, Willie, good to see you, Willie. Did we secure the flange? Yes, the flange is safe. I'm just trying to think on the on our transponder. If I was a button for me transponder, where would I live? Oh yeah, what else do we want down here? Well, okay, this guy. Autopilot transfer, turbulence mode, autopilot, yaw dampener. We also need to get our takeoff pitch stuff done, yeah? Rudder trim or roll, so... In terms of trim... that's interesting. Let's have a double check here. Comms... Com1 cabin. Stall warning. Oxygen is grand. Pneumatics. Heading. FD off. FDs are not on. Pressurization. Cabin temperature. Flight hours is 0. That's what we like to see. Where's Nick when you need him? Right? 40 FM. Well, I have the manual here. I can figure it out. There's me pitch trim, so that's way off the mark. So you need to come down. I'll go ahead and get this guy down. Down the hill you go. Into the greens. And it's aileron trim she wants. Or would it be rudder? Let's find out. So it's aileron over to the left-hand side. See where it has takeoff down there? So that's what she wants for takeoff. Pitch trim, nose up, nose down. They're on standby. Park and brake. High frequency. Frequency channel. When in doubt. Uh, will we try squawk? Flight tech is amazing, yeah. Transponder. Okay, there are, here we go. Preset nav source. The four leftmost keys on the CDU pertain to radio and transponder tuning. The four screen control receivers and transponder. Each page allows for presets to be saved. Okay, so let me see. Preset nav source. Preset off. Okay. That's the radar. Worry about that now in a moment. Arc map, no. HSI, yes. ATC is definitely here, but how do we... Hang on, lads, we're learning this together. Next. Next. Two identical radio tuning, RTU. While all basic radio functionality can be accessed, the radio tuning screens of the CDU have more convenience. Now think of that. But how do we go squawk code? Okay, so we want to see... That's engine information, right? So we should be able to change this. We want this to be on engine data. So ATC, right? Here we go. Altitude on. Altitude reporting. Test. Alright, we're good now. Alright, okay, so our switches up here manipulate this. Alright, makes sense. DME, turn this divil up. And also some beacons here as well. Okay, 6461 ATC, that's all grand. Right, we're looking good. Alright, good stuff, we figured it out. Let me see here now. Let's taxi this way, we're going to go on Alpha. I'm going to say no more procedures. Hit the LS. Engine starting. We're going to go down one. Before takeoff. Let me see. Flap forward wing mounting monitor test. Auxiliary battery test. Stall warning. Power as required. Bleed air test. That's okay. So flaps. So flap is in transit, which is on the nose here, right? These beautiful fins, look. See them coming out? Oh man, look at that. Did you see that? That's amazing. That is gorgeous. Now, at what degree? Where can I read that information? Huh. Interesting. Let me see. Our cabin. We're going up to... Well, we're going to go to about 25,000 if we can. We'll go that high first and see what happens, right? Flight controls feel free and correct. Electrics are looking good. Engines are looking good. Batteries have been recharged. Lovely. She's a fast devil on the ground. Let's check our beta. Made it works, made it works. Are the ATC transponder codes pre-selected? You can save them to into pre-select, yes. Okay, we don't need to move too fast. Take it nice and handy. We can see beta in here. Lights are on, we're looking good. Okay, let us ramble. Density, altitude, oh yeah, that's something we need to consider. But it's quite cold. I know we're up high, but it is quite cold. Alrighty. Now it's going to be a fairly steepish climb out, but this machine should be able to get us there. So we're going to park the brakes. Sit tight here now for the moment. There's a few of them. I saw that I saw there was a company that actually sold off 8 of these aircraft back in 2003. Guess how much they were sold for? One of these aircraft, guess how much they were sold for? This will make you puke.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
Turn on all my stuff. Do you know how much they were sold for each? Are you sitting down now? $50,000 each. What? I read that. Beach Starship. In 2003, Evergreen Air Center sold 8 Starships back to private owners for $50,000 each. What? I'd have bought one and just left it in the garden. Most are being used for spare parts, however, one of these aircraft has since been made airworthy again, and some former Starship parts have been used on the Epic turboprop kit plane. As of January 2010, there are 9 Starships held with an active registration with the FAA. 3 Starships registered in Oklahoma, 1 in Texas and 1 in Colorado. 4 were registered to Beechcraft in Ithaca in Kansas. And November Charlie 51 was used as a chase plane during the re-entry phase of Burt Rutan's Spaceship One. As of 2020, only 6 Starships are airworthy. 2 of them located in Addison, Texas. NC-33 lost its data plate when it was scrapped. There's also one in Germany. Ooh, imagine that, 50,000 to buy the plane. But as is with most aircraft, they seem relatively cheap to buy. They're an absolute divil if you're trying to, an absolute divil if you're trying to maintain them. The cost of them, you know what I mean? But anyway. What are we doing here? Right, Murph. Buttons now. I'm happy enough with all of this. Pneumatics pressure, that's all okay, that's all okay. Bleed air test, that's grand. Landing gear test, that's all okay. Next, before takeoff, enunciators, pressurization altitude, that's grand. Avionics, grand. Flight and engineer displays, grand. Auto feather armed. Flight controls, grand. That's all grand. Index, right, let us go to this friggin' weather radar. Radar control, let's put in weather. Ground map, turn it on as well for the crack. And we'll check our range. 12 miles. Right, so that's going to appear on our gadget. Next page, test mode, auto tilt. Yeah, why not? Stabilization is on. Target alert. Why not? And that's our radar here, right? HSI. We'll keep it on radar. I do want my heading to be straight ahead. And then we want to climb at around 1,500 feet, and we have an airspeed put in here as well. So when it comes to our autopilot, it's down here. The autopilot master switch is down here, and then we have our yaw dampener. So we're going to take off, and then let's see what it can do. We've heading, approach, nav, descend, IAS profile, and I've set for 200 knots. It's probably a little bit fast for initial climb speed. Let's call it 160 to get us up over the hump. So we can climb on an IAS profile, or yeah, that'll be grand. We have V-speed here as well. So let's see, we're going to arm heading, we're going to arm IAS, and that should go to here, I'm hoping. Right, friends, let's find out together. Are we ready, sports fans? Let's see what happens. Hold the brakes, power coming in. Off the brakes. Let's go flying. Watch the torque. Auto feather should stable. Takeoff power set. Speed is alive. 50 knots. 60. 80. Slow as balls, this thing. Come on, Betsy, you can do it. We are heavy. 100 knots. Upsie daisy. Pause and ready to climb. Gear coming in. Watch the torque. Easy now. That was just our autopilot. Decent climb out. 150. Flaps are back in. Auto feather is holding those props not to overspeed them. Torque. ITT. Everything's looking good. 150 climbing. Let's ease off some of that aileron trim. This is a nice climb out. It's going to be a right turn coming in. There's Lake Tahoe. Radar altitude 1,700 feet. We got plenty of cover beneath us. Easy does it now. Man, look at that radar. That's class looking. Okay. Autopilot master switch. Leave him off at the moment. Let's have a look at our trims here. So we're going to get this guy back. And centered. Yeah, baby. Altitude alert coming up for 11,000 feet. Easy, easy. We're going to go back heading mode. We're going to hold our heading. We're going to engage that autopilot. Autopilot's on. Let's see now, can we bring our altitude up a little bit higher? Let's go up to 15,000 feet. Let's go IAS profile. Call it 185 knots. Join FS, is it on? There, Tarnish. Nice to see the wings are folding. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Those hills are scary, right? Do the front wing yokes retract with the flaps? Yes, they're all connected. Okay, so she's pitching to hold altitude, right? This is our ground map that we have on. If we go back and turn off the ground map, now we just want to have a look at weather and turbulence as well, right? That's all looking good. At this altitude, see our torque, right? So we're 90% ITT. Let's drop you back a small bit. N1 is quite high, but I'm now going to turn off the inertial separator, and this should give us a strong lift on the power. So I had it at 91. See your ITT rising now? So we need to watch this so we don't, you know, we don't or, well, we just don't burn up. So just bring these guys back a little bit. And as we get to 15,000, well, we can calm down our props now in a moment. That's looking good. Bring our props back. They seem happier. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good. There's a bit of turbulence. Alright, so we're still on heading mode, so we were down at the Palisades via War. Our next station is going to be MVA. Right, so let me see. Flight plan. Let's see, can we go direct? MVA. And we'll now go to nav. From this position to that position. So how do we okay this? Direct to MVA, insert, replace, add, erase, cancel, no change. Direct. Present position. Direct to MVA, that's what we want, right? Select course, 360. Entry too short. Ah, it wants an entry. Okay. Let me think. 101, I suppose, would it be? Easy now. Easy now. And if we go FMS, we're going to go heading once again. Although she'll hardly go this way, will it? We'll probably have to heading mode first. So let's go heading mode, in which it is going to be a left turn. Speed is 242 knots. This thing is an absolute divil, isn't it? Climb thrust too high? No, I think we're good. Well, maybe. Let's bring it back to the arrow here, look. Let's see what happens here. So we're turning left. It's going to need more of a left. Keep her coming. And then I wonder, will it arm nav mode? It might do. Let's see what she does here, right? looks like she's going to go dead straight there now. So we're going to wait for this line to start drawing in, then we know she has it, right? Right. That's okay. So decision height, I'll worry about that in a while. What else do you want to do here now? So engines seem to be okay. Temperatures, pressures, all good. Let's double check the L visualization, right? And we look good. Electrical system's fine. Cabin, 23 degrees. Toasty. PSI is good. Everything's good. Man, look at that view out the window. Jesus. What an awesome view, right? Boise, good to see you, buddy. I'm liking the look of this. If it's a little bit loud, headphone simulation. Brilliant. Right. So we're expecting this little feller to get in where he needs to be. Let's go back to our flight plan then. We're direct MVA. OAL. Yeah, okay, we're looking good. Now, in terms of the radar, we're not seeing anything. Sure we're not. So it's the tilt. Well, there's shagall cloud here, so yeah, no weather to worry about at all. Man, look at that front wing. Isn't that awesome looking? It's Hermit something. Right, I'm thinking we need to climb, lads. I'm thinking we need to climb. So why don't we set a new altitude? Let's call it 33,000 feet, right? And we're going to climb this in IAS. We're looking for 200, but let's drop this back. See if she climbs at 200. Now we can go back into climb mode now in a second. Look at that, it's giving us a fairly decent rate of climb there. So you have both torque, you have torque and ITT. So our torque is sitting at what? 78, and our ITT is 760. So we can increase the torque. We got a lot of room. That's like more efficiency. So let's start bringing that torque up a bit, because that's going to help us with our climb, right? So call it 95 on torque for the moment, and this is really going to help us with our climb, yeah? At this stage, we can good luck to the landing lights. Anti-collision lights are on. That's all grand. And we will be going to standard once we cross over 18,000. You can see that we are getting ourselves back on track. This is moving in slowly but surely, and then there's going to be a turn to the right. Can't decide if the Starship is ugly or gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Hey, Brabus, good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Now, in terms of pitot heat, I'd be inclined to put these on again, because my outside air temperature, we're looking at like, you know, minus 20. Here's a warning to let us know. Change your altimeter. Push to standard. There's one. There's two. Want to be very fancy? We'll do it here as well. 299 or 2. There we go. That's good. That's good. I mean, this is all good. So, Avionics alternate blower. I mean, we can turn that off now, because she should be cooling now through the front, right? That's this little blower in here. Now let's just see if this temperature starts going up. 32 degrees. It is going up, isn't it? Flights and mods, good to see you, man. Top of the morning. Well, top of your evening. Hope you're well. Yeah, okay, so we better turn that back on. It wants that. Oh, Jesus, no. Don't be pressing buttons, Murphy. I nearly shanked it. Did you see that? Let's go prop sync. Not that you need to. I mean, it's really behaving, isn't it? How's our fuel doing in our fuel compartments? So our aft tanks at this stage have almost emptied. Nav mode is captured, so that's all wonderful news. If we go to payload, yeah, we're almost out of fuel in the back. The front will just take over automatically. Alright, or at least that's, in theory, that's what it is. Engines are running just fine. Nothing here I need to worry about. Condition is looking fine. Our blowers are on. It's 24 degrees inside in the cabin. Nice and cold at the back. And yeah, it pushes that air forward. Alright. Flight level 200. We can probably, well, we want to climb this a little bit higher, so let's climb here like an absolute pair of mad Egypts. Let's call it 170 knots in the climb, just to get the altitude up there, you know. Isn't it a pretty machine though, isn't it? Look at that. What a machine this is. It's an absolute machine. Why aren't these buttons working for me? Huzzah, now my buttons work. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, let's check out this thing. It's terribly, terribly nice. I mean, a camera in the wheel bay, man. It's like the absolute state of it. It's only absolutely friggin' gorgeous though, isn't it? What a machine, lads. It looks so well, doesn't it? It really does. Like, it's friggin' nuts, man. Absolutely gorgeous, what have you. Loving it. Most unusual plane, isn't it? Like, it's just out there, man. So what do we have? Flight level 280. Barely getting a climb now. 170. Ara, sure, listen. Let's bring it back to 160. Right. We can see the climb coming in. Nothing in terms of radar we need to worry about. On our flight plan, we are direct to MVA. Are we getting any sort of distance? Ground speed, our track and our position. DME, SWR, so we need to change that frequency to MVR. 113, no, it should be 115, so 115.1. Return? So MVA, this is giving us our distance now. See this? 31.2. See the way there's a very slight difference between our FMS and our VOR or DME. Isn't this absolutely nuts? Hey Sandman, good to see you, man. Dougal McTavish. Yeah, man, I saw his video, V1. And the fact, like, V1 flies, right? And the dude, like, his knowledge is just, it's second to no one, right? He knows what he's about. He really, really enjoyed this airplane. But yeah, man, it's beautiful to fly. I mean, it's just beautiful to fly. 30,000 feet. Cabin should be good. There's nothing screaming at me. Our CO2 is doing its stuff. Our little Hobbs meter. We're not even an hour in the plane yet. Angle of attack reading. They're synced. 22 minutes in the air. Let's go back and double check all is okay. Fans are good. Temperatures are good. Outside air temperature minus 40. Electrical systems, everything seems to be behaving. Engines. We're good. Our fuel. So I would say that our aft tanks, they still got a little bit of juice in them. 2 gallons on each. Interesting. Our gross weight, see that changed colour from like this yellow to like nothing, meaning now we're at a safe landing weight for the landing gear. What happened to the engine condition? What? 82. Oh Jesus. Oh look, we're ITT in it. Balls. It ain't liking that. Holy crap. Oh dear. Right. It's grand. The simulation has given out to us. I was overcooking the engines, man. That ITT went off the friggin' Richter scale. Look at that. Oh, Jesus, it doesn't like it. Come back, Betsy. Come back, will you? Jesus, go back. So we're limited by ITT now. Jesus. Bring her back. Bring her back. Bring her back. Man. Yeah, that's how you break stuff, Murphy. Energizer should have stayed quiet. Bloody hell. That's terrifying, isn't it? Right. It's alright now, friends. We may have overcooked the engines a little bit, causing substantial damage. The left engine really disliked that. 20% damage. How much was that going to cost us? Captain Sickbag, enjoy your lunch. See the way that can just sneak up on you? At least the props will be nice and toasty, right? Yeah, Murph does one. I'm hard on equipment. I've always said this. He's fierce hard on equipment, that fella. Nothing by way of turbulence. We got a HSI. Let's look at our arc map and we got 150 miles for this. So our next waypoint after this is OAL. According to the FMS, so that's our next. Shag off, there's no refunds. Hermit, something, good to see you. Expensive operations, right? You can now buy this one for 20 grand. Right? Listen, I do the hard stuff so you don't have to. You know what I mean? It'll be interesting. Okay. Keep an eye on that ITT though, she'd be screaming at us. Now, our ground speed. We're 6 miles out from there. Our ground speed is 326 knots. It's amazing. Forget the cost. Try finding the parts. That's what it's all about, right? Bloody hell. So let me see. How long is this going to take us? Jeez, we'll be a while doing this. Now at 330, I can't really push our engines because we're limited by ITT. And there's no other way I can think of cooling that system. So that's just kind of the nature of the beast, right? We'll ramp her up and just see kind of, you know. Yeah, she doesn't like that, look. So that's pretty much all we can give it. Man, that's interesting. Oil is good. Flight level 330. I mean, it's pretty from up here, isn't it? Isn't that very pretty? Look. Jesus, look at the views. Oh man, look at the views. That's gorgeous, isn't it? I kind of regret buying the Aviator edition of the Sim. Most of the planes came from third parties. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. The best aircraft are the third parties. You know what I mean? What's live time like? What's the actual real time in the world here? Oh. Right? Ain't nothing wrong with that view. Jesus. Let's bring these lights up a bit. Oh yeah. Look at the state of that for a view, look. Move in your seat. Yes, Murphy. And do one of those. Look at the state of that though, lads. Isn't that only savage? It'd nearly give you a nosebleed, wouldn't it? It's like, what? How is all of this happening? Man alive, that's incredible. Could you imagine if we had A2A, FS3 born, Black Square as first parties? Keep watching A2A, lads. When they go quiet, that means they're busy. And like, what's healthy about this? You can see Nick got a lot of inspiration from A2A. I mean, especially with that tablet. He got a lot of inspiration there. And A2A, no doubt, will be looking at this going, yep, he's done some nice work here. right? So yeah, there's great excitement now, lads, in the world of general aviation. There just is. I mean, look at this thing. And like the other projects that Nick is working on as well. What's it now? Black Square. Some of the other aircraft. Ba, 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 ba. So he's bringing out what he calls a professional series of aircraft, right? Look at this, lads. Black Square have unveiled major updates to its professional series lineup for the sim. It's going to include a Baron, a Bonanza, and a Caravan. And we already got some working screenshots of this stuff. Look at this. Three different variants of all of them. The Baron, the Bonanza. Yeah, I'm really gonna like this. The Bonanza, the Caravan. The Black Square Caravan, what's new that he's working on, right? Oh, I mean, look at the state of that, look. Right? I love the Caravan. I jumped out of one of those. I love the Caravan. It's a great machine, man. Look at the cut of it, lads. Yeah, we're going to be enjoying that one. The Bonanza and then the Baron. So, like... Look at the detailing. Look at that beautiful wooden friggin' panel. Right? Oh, we need these in the sim, man. Look at that. I want them all, and I want them now. A turbine Bonanza. The thing is going to be a friggin' rocket ship. And then the Baron, another beautiful machine, man. Oh. We're privileged to have devs like Nick. Yes, we are. Oh man, I'm so excited. When did Vasco put this out? February. So like, that was back in February and that's how good things looked. Like, that's just friggin' nuts. That's kind of a nice view. Let's go with that. How are we looking now? Oh wait, hang on. She didn't actually go to her next course, look. How do we get to FMS 1? Okay, Murphy, don't panic. Insert waypoint after. Insert repeat point after. No. Balls. OAL, we're after missing it. So we're now going direct to there. How do we get it to... Okay, it's cleared the direct. Is it going to try and get me out to OAL? It is. So let me see. OAL is gone. TP. No change. OAL, delete. Get me straight to TPH. So correct that and left turn. There we go. Jesus, lads. They're targeting Q4 this year. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
It's not the plane. It's the pilot.
Listen, yes, I agree. It's my fault. Mr. 90, the pilot skill button man. Hey, Sun Jammer's here. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. I must watch me time on this as well, lads. Jesus. Well, TPH, and then our next one is BT. All right. So, what was the frequency? BT was 116. There we go. So TPH, 17 miles out. Man, I love the fact that we can, like, there's so many different systems that we can track. So hang on, it's taking us, it shouldn't be taking us to OAL. See the way OAL is here? Auto lag. There you go, you big idiot. That's what was wrong, lads. Right, so what's BT? 114.7. $86.6 miles. Alright, now she's doing her stuff, look. Yes! Although, no, you're totally lost. Where are you trying to get me to? Look how aggressive it tries to hunt that line. That seems slightly off, doesn't it? Okay, hard left turn. Let's see what she's trying to do here. Get us onto the magenta line. It's on an intercept. And then once it she's going straight again. Strange, very strange. FMS to OAL. That doesn't seem right. Nav source. I don't want to be going to OAL. It should be taking us to TPH, but it's not. So we'd probably need to do direct 2 now, yeah? BDY? She ain't liking what I'm doing. Our current position to go straight to BTY. From 2. Select from waypoint. Select 2 waypoint. Ah, right, okay. Right, I know what I did wrong. So we're going to say BD. See, it wants to take me back to NVA. That's what's wrong, yeah? So if I delete this, and now I go direct 2, and we put in BDY, there we go. And if we now say, let's see here now. It shouldn't be trying to get me back to my present position. This should be now. Well, this is my present position, so we should be just flying direct now to PBY, right? Or BTY. So from our present position to BTY, and then I've put it into auto mode, so in theory now this will just fly me on station to station. But our nav tuning, take that out of automatic. Let's go manual, because I want to put in BTY, which was on a frequency of 1147. There she is. And now this should straighten us up and put us straight to BTY. Right. We should be okay. Where in the world are we flying? Murph, you pre-selected them. Can you not just pull the VORs from the list? You can, but I want the aircraft to point ahead, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Now, if we go HSI, when this ticket goes bang on track, it'll then turn right to intercept it. Or at least that's me hope it will. So we want a heading of 150. Or slightly less. 149 probably. So my theory now is when this guy locks in, we'll then turn right to intercept. That makes sense? I'm fairly certain this is what's going to happen. We're learning how to use the nav system. It's quite intuitive though. We're not lost. We're just exploring. Yes, yes. So we're on a direct to... Yeah, she's turning now, look. Wasn't there like a predefined button you can use to pop out displays? Wonder what the command is for that. Let's find out, friends. Is there like a keybind command for popping out a display? Right alt click. Yeah, no, I tried that, but by default, let's go search by input. Yeah, I've wiped all the Sims inputs, you know what I mean? Does anyone know what the command is? Because I have a feeling I need to input it again. Do you know, I'll need to throw it in there. Because my right alt does absolutely nothing. Let's have a look at this again. So HSI is now reading right. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. All right, we're looking good, lads. All is well in the realm. There's got to be like a button. Let me think now. There's got to be a button for avionics. Would it be? No. If anyone's flying right now, go into your controls, just do a search and search by input and just hit right alt and a left click of the mouse button. Toggle screen narrator. Like, it's not pop out screen. Like, these guys have used something fancy. We can probably find it in here. Instrument and systems. Engine instruments. Flight instruments. No. We'll find it. We hope. It'll be grand. Lights, autopilot, landing gear, multiplayer. Liquid drop now. Camera. Would it be under tools? Yeah, your headphone simulation doesn't work, Chief. Well, the sim doesn't. New UI window mode. So let's go mouse. New UI window mode. Let's see what happens here. Why isn't that doing it? We want it to be a click. Why won't it show a click? Okay, delete that. Okay, that's really going to wreck me head. Right, it's not assigned to anything. So we could put in keyboard, right? But I don't think I can add a mouse click to this. Right Alt. Input value. So we'll want to do right Alt and right Shift. How's it going to know what I'm trying to do? Like a new UI window. How's it going to know what that is? Yeah, it worked. So we can pop out these displays. That Murphy fella, he's some sort of a special kind of genius. I've been saying this for years, lads. Yeah, right? Yeah. Boss man saw it, dude. Horrendous news, mate. Horrendous news. There's 14 screens here. In theory, we can now pop out everything. How friggin' nuts is that? Every screen. Hang on now. Here's a bit of theory. The tablet technically could be moved to an additional display. A320, yeah, you see, I deleted all the keybinds. I prefer my own. Famous last words. Ooh. But yeah, look, you can pop out pretty much any screen. Wait, hang on. Pop out the fuel screens? Ah, get out of town, look. That's awesome. That's crazy. Yeah, we like that. So yeah, if you like, I mean, you absolutely can use multiple screens if you want. I wonder what sort of frame rate you'd get if you actually replicated the 14 screens on the Starship onto 14 screens. Someone give it a go there. Let us know how you get on. Brilliant. Ah, Jesus. Right, we're cruising well. Any circuit breakers blast off since I nearly shagged the engine? No. 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 Oh, man. It's just a machine. This is a machine. That was the wrong button. Now, the worry here is it going to actually automatically go to our next waypoint? I mean, this is where it's going to be getting... It says it's going to it. Oh, look, it is. Great success. It's doing the thing with the yoke with the thing. Right, we're heading to GOG 11205. 11205. GOG, 80 miles away. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Tombs, good to see you. Ah, jeez. Why isn't that working? Some of them don't work. Why don't they work? Some of them do work. Hang on, Tombs, we'll get you covered now, man. I'll press a button to make it work. Jesus, where is it? Ah, jeez, where is that button? Ooh. Don't I have a button for that? That's very strange. I don't have a button for that.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour.
No, we won't give you this one. Oh, we'll give you this one instead. Tombs, we'll give you this one.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking?
Brilliant. I'm agog at that. Right. Do you know, things are broken and we don't know why, but let's just go with it. Just go with it. This is brilliant. This is absolutely fantastic, lads. She's absolutely baiting along now with a ground speed of 326. Right? What's TTG? Time TTG. Time to grub? Ground? Wait, what? Time to something. No weather radar activity to show us. It's where we've chosen to fly. Right? Time to go down. I don't know. Time to get the out of here, Shirley Dev. Good to see you, buddy. Oh man, this is gorgeous though, isn't it? Isn't it just gorgeous? Right, now, Janie then. We're going to Las Vegas early morning. Altitude, call it 13. And we'll be time to gin. It is now. We're going to, yes, that's ours. That's ours. Jesus, our time in here, lads. Now, our flight, as I said, we might run a little bit late. We'll see how we get on. Our flight tonight, then, we're going to be taking the Fenix A320 out for a jaunt. Haven't done that in a long time. So I need to get a little bit reacquainted with how the A320 flies. So we're going to be departing out of Ronaldsway, Isle of Man Airport, and we're going to head down to Guernsey. Ooh. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this flight. Block time, what are we talking? An hour and 20 maybe, give or take. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that flight this evening. Do you know? And what have I've stuff. I'm busy tomorrow morning. I don't think we'll get a stream in tomorrow daytime. We'll see how we get on. 1:30 block. Okay, sweet. I'm really looking for. I love the VATSIM flights. I really enjoyed last week. I've enjoyed all of them, the ones I've been able to fly now. But I do look forward to them. They're just awesome flights. So yeah. Marketplace unavailable. Uh-oh. Well, it's Thursday. They tend to put stuff in on a Thursday, don't they? So let me see, range-wise on our descent path. Let's just double-check everything's okay with our hairy plane. I can't believe I shagged the engines, look. Oh, God. But that's all grand. Electrical stuff is grand. Temperature is quite hot still in here, but it's okay. Fuel temperature. Jesus, your fuel temperature, look. Main deploy, cabin masks. That's all. Isn't it class, lads? Like, the next aircraft I am absolutely dying to get is going to be that of the Aerostar. We know A2A are working on that. No release date, but we know they're working on it. And if you ever watched that movie, American Made, Aerostar, all the way. It's a friggin' mad airplane. Doing a fly over Providence to see where parking is like. Come on, Hermit. So yeah, like there's, as I said, like there's so many awesome aircraft already on the way. And you've Just Flight as well. I mean, with the Tomahawk and their Arrow fleet, and they still have the other classic airliners coming along, plus, you know, a Tornado as well. Like, they're so busy. They are so busy. But you have a week to wait until this airplane is available. And, like, hopefully these streams, you're able to kind of see, you know, what it's actually capable of doing. And again, you can turn off all of the consequence, right? I mean, I can turn failures off, engine damage, doesn't matter. Like, everything's going to be fine. But I just like the fact that, you know, you have to kind of, I have everything turned on because I'm an idiot and I break things. But you know what I'm saying? Like, even the subtle little differences. Our trip feeder bus, look, that's slightly less volts available. And the reason why, it's going through diodes. That triple feeder bus. So, yes, we're getting, what, 28.6 out of our generators, and the center bus is getting the same. By the time we get down to that triple bus, we've lost 0.9 of our volts. Like, that's nuts. And it's simulating that because it has to go through these diodes, the bus tie and the battery relay. So it's losing a bit of juice going through there. That's all simulated. Savage. Avionics blower. Why is that white? Is that because it's running? Oh look, they've stopped. Oh, why have they stopped? Probably because of the temperature. They're automatic. Anyway, we can't control those. Let's just double check nothing has like popped. Be terrible, 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 terrible news if something pops. Oh, alright. Alright. Right, lads, I think it's going to be time to start descending this machine. What do you reckon? So if we descend and hold a speed of, say, 190 knots, right? 13,000 is there. And if we hit IAS mode, I wonder how she'll behave. We have a descend button here, IAS profile. Right, dropping now. And this is going to let our speed get up to about 180 or 190, I think I put in. And I'm going to start pulling the power back. And there's a descent. Yeah, it looks like L cars, right? Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. We're all right. We're all right. $37.4 miles out. What does Navigraph have to say about the situation below in Henderson Executive Airport? Well, let's have a now little look-see, shall we? Henderson. Open up the airport. Let's look. Weather at the moment, winds are 160, 10 knots. Good visibility, clear skies, 28 degrees, 29er, 79er. Lovely hurdling. So we got the 17s to play with. 17 right is what I'm going to target, which means, friends, we're going to fly right in over Las Vegas. Oh no, we're coming in from the south. So we'll actually fly up around the strip and then come back down again. Because we're coming in from the GOG arrival. Now we could do instrument stuff, but let's just do visual, take advantage of the nice weather. So when we get to GOG, we're going to head in, we'll go visual then, and we'll fly up the strip and then back down again. All right. Beautiful. Now we're not necessarily descending fairly lively here, are we? So let's pull a bit more power back. Let's go 20% torque to see what happens. Vertical speed is increasing. We're now around 2,000 feet a minute. I wonder, would there be ears popping? Oh, we're okay. Oh, look at that. Man, the scenery, isn't that absolutely insane looking, isn't it? Yeah, the shadow even on the smaller wings, like, it's gorgeous, man. There's Petrolhead out that window. Flying this and looking down on tube liners. You're absolutely right. I mean, look at that view, look. That's just stunning. We ran the floppy disk yesterday, KW. We're fully up to date. Everything's grand in the realm. This has been a gorgeous flight. It's a preview flight. It's been like, hey, how can we take this out for a spin, right? Yeah, it's in a savage, isn't it? What a machine. That is stunning, yeah. It's stunning. Look at the state of you, Microsoft Flight Simulator and Black Square Starship. The state and hack of you. Brilliant. Isn't it awesome? Nick was telling us yesterday, right?
Hello there.
That there is a way. Swap, good to see you, buddy. There is a way you can pop in that floppy disk and you can actually download the avionics settings onto the disk. It saves it to a file and you can send that back to Black Square to troubleshoot any issues. What? Like, what? My mind is blown with that. Like, that's just like, holy crap, how did they... Like, who came up with that idea? Do you know what I mean? Oh, hang on, we've other things we can play with. Look, we've blinds. Yes. Don't break it, the blinds. Oh, look at the state. Look at what we can do. That's absolutely nuts, isn't it? It's all about getting inspired, lads. That's the main thing. Like, there's like me looking at this airplane. I know other developers will be looking at this going, that's a really nice feature. That's a great idea, and that's what I love about the flight sim community stuff, because it's just that's I want that in me plane. I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's stunning. That'd be Las Vegas, dead ahead. What's our altitude like? 2,500. Right. What does descend do? Oh, she's throwing the nose right down, look. Jesus. Whoa. How far? 4,500 feet a minute. Huh? That seems absolute... Ooh, easy now, Jemima. Let's call it 200 knots. Anything faster than that, you're just going to pop your ears, right? Lighting and shading in the sim is getting superb, isn't it, Dougal? I like that you can tap in the glass instruments. 100%. And there's a different sound each time you hit it. There's like 7 different sounds. Oh, Jesus, I pressed the button. Never mind. We're still on 2992. Yeah, we're going to leave Vegas now in a minute, I'd say. Oh, look at the view there, though. Look at that. We will, once we get the speed down, we'll show you that moving. Like, the air is relatively calm here. You know, there's not much moving. I mean, that has to win a prize for the coolest looking machine in the history of cool looking machines, isn't it? Rich Gillen is here. Good to see you, Rich. Welcome in, buddy. Okay, I can't really do much. Well, gear warning. I wonder, can we turn that off? Oh, Jesus, Murphy, will you go handy? I nearly put it into reverse. Idle. And we can see that making all sorts of stuff, and the speed will drop. So if I go gear, horn, silence, there we go. That'll keep that quiet. Let's get ourselves reacquainted with some lights. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to plan to land here now in a moment. As we are descending, we're still shocking high though. Vegas, baby. Right, let's go ahead and start planning things a bit better here, right? Yeah, Starship pilots. What do you fly? Starship. Huh. Smoking cigarettes in the cabin. Yeah, kind of beer, you know. It's grand. There are ashtrays, but I didn't see any ashtrays in the cockpit. Unless that's one there. But there are, I thought I saw ashtrays back here. Yeah. Right? The lighting is gorgeous, man. What are you shouting at? 18,000 feet. Right, what was the local barrow? The local barrow is going to be that of 29er, 79er. 29er... 79er. There we are. Heading. We will be putting in a left turn. Let us now go heading mode. Ching. Left turn coming in. And it's from here. Look at that mad divot. You can see him from miles away. It's from here, friends. We're going to the place with the thing. Welcome to Vegas, baby. Alright. You gotta love it, man. We're gonna want that camera angle in a while. Yeah, baby. Oh, jeez, isn't it lovely though? Absolutely fantastic, lads. So, hang on, have I got this camera view set up? Yeah, we'll need this one when we drop the gear. Where are you? That's a great shot there, though. Look at the state of that, look. Jeez. Brilliant. As we prepare for landing, I'm going to have to ask you to return your tail to its upright position. Brilliant. Oh, man. What a machine. What a machine. Oh, balls, we're stalling. Right, don't panic. Angle of attack was getting up there. Did you see what it was doing? Right, we're going to hand fly it anyway. It's all right anyways. Easy now. Yes. Easy, Murph. Easy does it. So our autopilot is still off. That's totally fine. Bit of trimmage here. There we are. Ah, look at the state of that. So we're going for Henderson. Put that nose down a bit. You're all right. Easy now, Jemima. All right, let's have a look around here now. All right, let's throw this guy around. Watching her speed. There's a sharp turn. This is beautiful. Hello, Las Vegas. Man, I miss Vegas. I want to go back. It was absolutely brilliant. Easy now. Watching our power. Easy now. We're quite high here, so let's get that rate of descent in good and lively, right? Easy now. We're way too high for this. There's no brakes on this, shouldn't there? We'll keep it in this kind of a spiraling downward turn, lads. I mean, you know what I mean? Look out the windows there, lads. I'm looking at the beautiful views there now of Las Vegas. Man, that looks good. Look at the state of that. Right, we'll just kind of circle the land over the strip. There's the Bellagio. Alright, still coming down. Speed is fairly lively, but we're at idle. We can't do much more here now. As we circle around. Live time and weather. This is beautiful. Yeah. NM flyer, so she'll like it'll automatically just drop the nose. It's not an airplane you can. It takes a lot of effort to make this kind of get outside of its comfort zone, you know? Speed is fairly lively, but we're just taking our time descending here. And look at that shadow. Look at the sunlight coming across the panel here, look. Oh man, look at the detail there, look. Jesus. Now let's take advantage of all this low flying. I think they're the right buttons. Yes, they are. Inertial separation. Easy now. Easy now. Coming down to 10,000 feet. Doesn't it look fantastic, doesn't it? Alright, speed is still fairly lively. Inertial separator is back in. We're down by 8,000 feet. Watch the speed. That's a bit better. It hand flies so well. All right. A beautiful morning flight into Vegas. Jesus. Okay, level off that rate of descent now. Get rid of that yaw dampener. Easy does it. Runway's dead ahead. You'd never be allowed to fly over Harry Reid like this, but sure, you know. How does it perform in comparison to the Piaggio? Quite different. It's just, it's a canard style, you know. The Piaggio has it as well. Like they're so very stable. It's very similar to the Piaggio, as you would have imagined. Right, let's increase our prop here. That's going to help us with that speed, bringing it down. We're still in the 180s here. We're a little bit high, but let's see what happens. I don't know where. I imagine those white lines are going to be safe for flaps, but we'll see what happens. So we'll actually see these flaps move here now, look. So 160 or less. There we go. That is so cool, isn't it? That is so cool. Alright. 150. I wonder where we get away with the gear. Gear down. What a deadly looking view. Ooh, easy now, Murphy, a big agent. Heisenberg, good to see you. Alright, let's try and fix this. Easy. Approach speed here is looking good. I haven't landed one of these yet, so this will be fun. Nearly a deadly moment, right? Alright, watch this approach speed. Get ourselves somewhat corrected. Easy does it. Watch that speed chasing up on us. Creo, good to see you, buddy. Happy Thursday. Oh man, look at this. This is freaking gorgeous. Little bit high. Let's get onto that descent now. 187. Jesus, naughty. Do you reckon? No pressure. Little bit of wind here. 12 knots. We'll just get ourselves onto this little glide path here. So far, so good. Easy now. Happy lights are coming alive. Watching our power coming in. We're on the glide. Let's see how this wind is going to behave. She's quite stable, I will give it that. Easy. Watch your speed. Anything less than 100 would be dangerous. Right, straighten up the runway. Easy. Easy. Easy now. Power to idle. Hold the nose. There's a gentle touch. Jesus, into beta. We got the nose down anyway. Beta be running. Look at the decel. Alright. 13 feet a minute. Gear up out of that garden. Alright, on the brakes. Out of beta. Let's start a right turn. Alright. Welcome to Henderson. Where's the FBO? Let's just clear the runway here for the moment. It flies so well, lads. It really does. Okay. Up to the right, I'd say. Easy. Little bit of beta. Look at the wingspan of this thing, look. Jesus. Huge. Hey, G Slayer, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're keeping well. It doesn't want beta for more than 1 minute, so we need, you just need to be careful with that, you know. All right, we got some FPLs up here. Some of the aircraft here, man, it's awesome. Alright, there's our ground crew. We get in there? Yeah, we will. Loads of room. Alright, easy does it. The benefits of having props at the back, well, the sound is amazing, as in it's so incredibly quiet inside the cabin. That was one of the big kind of selling points. Alright. Easy. Easy. That'll do, Jemima. We're parked as crooked as you can get. Bloody hell. Right, on the brakes. Power. Idle. And, right, let's have a look at this shutdown procedure. Wing, nav, low, no smoking, that's all grand. And we're going straight onto ground power. Inertial separator, leave that alone for the moment. Auto feather off. I should have had the prop sync off. That was a huge mistake. Don't worry, Murph, you'll be all right. Right, everything here looks good. Transponder off. Heading alt. Flight directors off. These are already turned off down here. Trims are all okay. We shall now start deactivating stuff. Stall warning goes to off. We will start bringing down our main avionics as the screen starts to drop, so we can go low idle. All right, and we can go gens off. And that blower is still running. We will get those inertial separators closed. Oxygen can be deactivated. Alright. Blowers are still doing their thing. We'll shut those off now in a moment. Fans off, off, and off. So cabin looks okay here. Cabin temperature was grand. Oxygen lots and lots and lots. Quick check on our tablet. Temperatures are okay, but we'll turn these off now in a moment. Pressurization, we're back at cabin altitude. That's quite okay. Oxygen is now turned off. That's all turned off. Electrical compartment, we're on basics. Triple fed is still on. Engines are now off. Conditions are shagged because I nearly broke them because I'm an idiot. Right, that looks good to me. Battery. And standby. Those fans are still running. And now the gyros are slowing down. Do you hear that? Morning, Mal. Good to see you, man. How was the landing? Yeah, we didn't die anyway. Let's have a look here now. I love the little lights that turn on. Absolutely gorgeous. Isn't it gorgeous? Right, let me see. We'll come around and secure the aircraft. So we will start off by putting in the gear pins. And we'll go to the front. We probably can't put the engine covers on just yet. It's a little bit warm. We'll go ahead and throw our chocks in place on both sides. GPU if we need it, but we won't use it. We'll put the engine covers on for the crack. That's us locked and secured. And let's just double check now with those covers on. What sort of impact does that make? Should be alright. Cabin, yeah, it's getting hot, but with the avionics turned off, so that's all okay. What a great machine this, isn't it, lads? I'm going to fix those engines, although I might just leave them now and see how much I last with, you know, before it's completely shagged. Right, that's all okay there. Payload, let's just double check. All of this is good. Cabin there, yeah, that's all fine. We burnt a good bit of fuel. Definitely burnt a nice bit of fuel. And yeah, everything here is turned off. Power's off everywhere. That's all locked. Parking brake is engaged. Man alive, isn't it a beast? Lights off. Why is this light staying on? It's like emergency lighting, isn't it? If memory serves me, it's actually back here. Yeah, that's everything off. She's completely done and dusted. How do we bring the doors in? Click on this guy here. And green to say that it's fully secured. And the gyro's still spinning down. How cool is that? Last but not least would be control lock. And that's us. Sat and secured. All is well in the realm. What an absolutely beautiful flight. Lads, there is absolutely no doubt about this. You're going to love flying this airplane. You really are. It's a friggin' masterpiece. It's a lot of fun. Did the counter advance past 1? Our Hobbs meter? We got 2 hours. Look at that. That's awesome. You gotta love it. Right, so what we're going to move on to next, we're going to start previewing our flight for this evening. And that's going to be flying in the Fenix A320. We're going to be leaving Ronald's Way, and we're going to be rambling down towards Guernsey, right? So that'll finish us with the Black Square Starship. If, you know, if you want to check out more on that, you can replay the VOD, right? We'll end the flight here, and then we'll move back to our menu and exit. And yeah, great bit of stuff there. Flying in 2024, always a blast, and that machine was just fun to fly, you know. Yeah, the counter moved, Dave, it did. Right, now let's see, so that was the manual, so we'll turn off Join FS for the moment. Turn off that. That's our manual for the Starship. Avionics would have got our full route. We can complete the flight. Complete. Let's have a look here to see how it shows. Okay, that first part. I don't know, why is it always starting me here? Weird. But anyway, that was our flight. So we took off out of Truckee at Lake Tahoe. And from there, we flew out. Took a little bit of getting used to. That was out to a VOR station. Then we did a little bit of kind of arsing around until we got to our proper location. It was around here, look. Yeah. Then we figured out the autopilot system. And then we flew in back towards Vegas, did a couple of circles to land. And we got in 13 feet a minute. Wouldn't it make you vomit? Right? Brilliant. So yeah, really nice flight, and Elevatex doing great work there, planning us. So to start us off tonight, first thing I need to check to make sure that we have the sufficient sceneries installed, right? That's the first thing I always check. So let's have a look down here. So we need Guernsey and Isle of Man. So I have them both loaded in. Lovely hurdling. So we'll go in now into the Fenix and make sure she's up and running. It's actually the Fenix installer, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll launch the Fenix installer, make sure that there's no pending updates for us. It's going to scan all our stuff. I am going to fly this in 2020. I know it works very well in 2024. But yeah, I'm interested in giving this a blast here on 2020. So yeah, look, we're looking good. All is well. So let's start up the sim. And we're going to start off at Navigraph. And zoom out. We're going to unload this flight, right? And we're going to go to our IFR charts, and we're going to start focusing in over here. So over to Discord, and if we go to our Firefly Air VATSIM channel, we have some routing here. So this is all done with Naughty Gnome, some awesome work here. So we can see that our departure and our arrival, we have freeware and paid options. And I'm going to grab this routing here. All right, so that's kind of what we want. So let's go ahead and post you there. We'll come over then and get SimBrief into action. And let's start looking at her plan. So SimBrief, you can come on over here. We're going to grab you first. We're also going to bring up VentuSky because we're going to preview the weather. All right. And we're going to get an idea of what's happening. So this is the current temperature. We have some fronts moving in. There is a cold front, but also a warm front moving in. That's never good. warm meeting cold will lead to thunderstorms, so I imagine we're going to get some thundery weather. This is live at the moment. Let's bring it on. Let's get an idea of what's happening. So that warm front is moving away into the east. There's high pressure in this area, and yeah, we're going to have high pressure, so we should have decent weather coming in here. A little bit later on, we're going to have a cold front, a low pressure system moving in. That's going to bring with it clouds and friggin' rain and all of this. Let's look at the wind. All right, so the current wind conditions, ground level, southerly breezes, 8 to 14 knots. As we get on now later on tonight, 10 knots, 18 knots. That's at ground level, so there's a bit, right? And come 10 o'clock tonight, then it'll be calmer, obviously. Normandy is going to take up a lot of... Where are we gone? Normandy will take up a lot of the brunt. Okay. So if we were to go to altitude and call it during our cruise. So we got a headwind. So be wary of that. We're going to have a headwind of about 40 to 45 knots. Even 60 knots in places if we get up that high. But we'll certainly have a headwind tonight of around 40 knots. The gusts, well... 20 knot gusts later on tonight. That should make things a little bit interesting. However, once we start getting down into Guernsey, that's Guernsey, isn't it? The smaller one, yeah. 9 knots. So mean speed of about 10, and then it'd be gusting around 9. Not too bad. Now, I mentioned there might be thunderstorms because you have a hot front with a cold front. So let's have a look here. There's precip coming in. 7 o'clock this evening. Yes. Risk of thunderstorms. And come 10 o'clock tonight, no. Okay, last but not least, we're going to inspect precip. So when we're departing, a bit of thunderstorms there, all right? We're up here as we fly, 10 o'clock. Yeah, it'll be gone. We shouldn't get much rain. We will, however, expect some cloudage. So let's have a look here now. So our clouds, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Control center update is available but not yet being actioned. It's okay. It seems to be clear in and around Guernsey, but we're going to be competing with a bit of cloud cover as well. Okay, so that's our weather briefing done. I mean, we're fairly straightforward as to what's happening. We're going to be battling a headwind. There's a hot, high pressure meeting cold pressure with a cold front moving in. That is going to bring some cloud into the mix, but it seems to be a nice pocket of high pressure kind of just holding around Guernsey and Jersey. So I'm expecting decent visibility coming in here tonight. All right. So we'll keep an eye on what's happening there. And that's certainly accurate up until maybe 10 o'clock tonight. I always use VentuSky. I find it to be the most accurate. There are others. Windy is quite good as well. But for me, I always use VentuSky. So it's just interesting looking at where this air pressure is moving over the next couple of hours. Because, currently, 2 o'clock in the day, it's quite high pressure. But that's moving fast, very fast. That high pressure is going. So we're going from 1,010 back down to 1,004. And as the night gets on, the high pressure sweeps out of the way. Oh, the high pressure down here seems to be holding, look. So maybe that front isn't going to hit us straight away. Let's advance this guy on. Yeah, then she starts dropping, but yeah, she definitely moves in then. So we're okay. Weather's absolutely fine. Bucketing here all morning. Yeah, that's with the change coming in over Ireland. If we were to look at kind of current time here now, that was early bells this morning. Here's this cold front with low pressure coming in into Ireland, and you advance the time up till 1 o'clock. There's high pressure now coming back down. So hence you're going to have, when you have low pressure and high pressure, clouds glide and you get thunder. That's what happens there. Humidity is probably low now as well, but you can see where thunderstorm activity, there'll be a little bit, especially there. So we'll get a taste of it. There's quite a bit then tonight in Liverpool. You can actually see thunderstorms are forecast. But anyway, that's VentuSky. So I'm happy enough with that. Let's go into our dispatch system here on SimBrief, and we'll start getting some information. So our AirAC has updated, and so our airline is going to be that of Firefly Air 235, departing Echo Golf November Sierra, and we're going to be landing down at, what was the airport? Echo Golf Juliet Bravo. Echo Golf Juliet Bravo. I'm not going to worry about an alternate right now. We are going in the Airbus A320. I think it's the 251 if I'm not mistaken, is it? Let's see if Fenix comes up here. Now, standard A320. Yes. And I'm going to go with the IAE with the Sharklets. Let's see here now. So block time, runway 08 departure, runway 27 arrival. And then our routing. We're going to put this guy in. It looks pretty good, but let's just be sure. Let's analyze the route. And we'll probably get a star here. A SID and a star. Your route is okay. So a direct as non-standard departure. Are we not going to get a SID? No. Do. So we're going to be on the Tims. That's our arrival. Are there no SIDs? No? Okay, let's get that out of there for a minute and see what the difference is. Just going meeting an account this evening, are you, Murph? Right? It'll be grand. If this route is different, yeah, look, it's a direct route, fair enough. So non-standard departure, analyze this route. So hopefully this will give us a bit of information. Well, we're flying into Liverpool, so we'll have London control. Routes don't have stars. We'll use them for departure if available. Oh, sorry. Generate the flight, then I'll see the friggin' star and the SID and Murph. Let's see what it says now. Yeah, there's no SIDs or stars. That's interesting. Okay, that's the route generated. Come back over here, and we're going to import this flight plan from SimBrief. Now, everything's based on now time, right? Let's have a look. Okay. So we're planning a 08 departure. No departures available. Runway 8. And we do have arrivals into 27. Okay, so runway 27. The approach is going to be an ILS. ILS 27. Transition Guernsey. Would that be right? Are we going to come in kind of similar over the VOR? Cancel that. What about the arrival? Ooh. The Scary 1 Golf arrival. IOM doesn't have any departures. Interesting. Route has been Eurocontrol validated. Oh, good man, Naughty. Okay, so yes, in saying this, we are going to be on this Scary 1 Golf, isn't it? Scary 1 Golf, add that. And then we can plan for an ILS approach for runway 27, which would be here. Transition Guernsey, that'll be correct. Add that in as well. So kind of similar what we did into the Isle of Man, right? So depending on if there's ATC, he'll probably swing us around this way. If not, yeah, I don't really like the look of that. Teardrop approach, but that can get fierce messy depending on our altitude. You know what I mean? Because put it this way, if you get to the VOR and then you start heading out this way and you turn, you're facing kinda aircraft, aren't you? Can self-vector if no ATC. Yeah, I think so. Like, we'll probably go to the VOR and just head around and circle back in this way. We'll see how we go. I'm not too worried. If there's ATC, they're pretty much going to tell us what to do. If there's no ATC, we're going to be talking to each other. And as Dougal quite rightfully says, we can self-vector each other. So we'll keep an eye on the traffic around us and we'll be telling folks, hey, I'm going to be doing this, right? So we should be fine. So in terms of the routing, I'm happy enough with that. The Wallasey VOR, that's all grand. Heading down kind of Bristol, neck of the woods, down by Exeter, and then across. This is a beautiful route. Look forward to this. Right, let's have a look. So we're going to load in the sim. And we're going to select the A320. And it's going to be that of the Fenix. And we're going IAEs with Sharklets. Liveries is going to be that of our beloved Firefly Air. And I'm going to load in on the ground here in the Isle of Man. Was I parking 9 or 10 last week, lads? I'll go with 9. Right, we're going to jump in here. We're going to go live weather, live time. And just load up the aircraft just to make sure that everything's doing what it needs to do. Inbound and outbound on the teardrop would be different altitudes. They would. And we know in terms of aircraft separation, we need to maintain a minimum of 1,000 feet vertical distance. Minimum. So there needs to be 1,000 feet between us. But, you know, we'd be grand. Don't worry about it at all, Murph. Yeah, sure, it'd be totally grand until, you know, the moment where it won't be. Let's see what happens. Right, starting the Fenix. Lovely jovely. Look at the weather, it's crap. Load in. And I'm going to wait for everything to start working. So, chase plane is working. Do I have views set up in this aircraft? I think I do. I do. Okay, good start. Next up, for my avionics, I do have my FCU. Just don't take a 767. We have limited time. No! He's mentioned the war. Okay, Dougal, I won't take this second thing. Oh, Jesus. Right, can that load, please? Yes, thank you. Right, okay, so nothing to worry about or fear. Let's go into the aircraft and see what we can do. So, Fenix, tap to import. We'll load it in for the shear crack. We're going to make sure that our VATSIM is working as well. Let's bring up VPilot. The raindrops are dripping up instead of down. Well, the wind is blowing them upwards. Let's put it against the wind. Pico, the Starship, it's awesome, man. It's just awesome. Why 2020? The Fenix works in 24. The LOD is better on 2020. It's preference, of course, but the LOD is just better. Right, VPilot, load. And what we want to do here, friends. Hello, Flow Pro. I've missed you. And let's see here now. Request to boarding, request catering. Can we just get catering in for the crack? We'll go British Airways to look after us. Cuisine Air.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
That's very nice of you, Geraldine. Do you hear the wind? Okay, let me see. Operate stairs. Lovely. Do you hear the wind? Jesus. We're going to Guernsey. We're going to Guernsey. Is that... Well, let's look at our flight plan, shall we? METAR is all there. Ground services, let's have a look. GPU is already there, so we'll get all the aircraft connected here now in a moment. Let's see, flight plan. Isle of Man to Guernsey. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Whew, we're good. All right, okay, so information are there. That's all grand. Summary fuel, worry about that now in a moment. Go ahead and put some power into the aircraft. Make sure this is all working. Battery 1, 26.7. Battery 2, 27.4. Batteries are online. Cruise supply, leave it alone. Wing light, nav, logo lights, and external power. Are we live? Put the cruise supply on. CVR test. And ground control. Alrighty. Have not flown this plane in so long. Oh, sorry, here. Engine fire. Engine fire. Engine fire. Should we not be getting the audible alert, no? for the Avionics to turn on, or Avionics to turn on, yeah. Aviation with RB, good to see you, buddy. Thank you. Okay, IRS alignment is happening. TCAS standby. That's all grand. That's all grand. That's all grand. Please select your desired system. We'll go FMG. Come over here to configuration. Fuel packs. Maintenance. Failures. Controls. Okay, controls work. Alright, what else do you want to do here now? Let's see, can we connect to the network? We're an A320. Connected. Let us have a quick gawk over on VATSIM radar. Fort Noob, good to see you. Starting to dabble into 2024 finally. Do you have a tutorial on the goofy control setup? I'd try and change my Toby sensitives. So, Fort Noob, if you have 2020 still installed, yeah, what you could do is import your 2020 Toby settings without having to worry about Shagall, because they're on an XML file. This will save you so much time and messing and, you know, bother. Right, and do you know how to do it? So you need to go to wherever your 2020 folder is. Go down into it's not in the local cache folder. So go back one. How can I go back one? Right, so go into wherever your sim is located, go down to your system app data and see this WGS folder. It'll say WGS and go into the, forget the letter, go into the number. Now you have to do a bit of rooting. All of these folders are each and every one of your control settings that are current in Flight Sim 2020. It's only a matter of opening them and then open the file, you know, use a notepad and it'll tell you what it is. Look at that for good luck. Device name Toby. There's my settings, right? There's my settings. So what you do then is you go over to where you have your 2024 installation, right? Same crack again. Go into the local cache. Go back one. Go into system app data, WGS, into the numbers, and come down here and find your Toby folder, right? Click on the mad number. That's keyboard settings. Now where I'm going to find me Toby settings I couldn't tell you. We'll try up here. That's my CLS 60 flight. But you know what I mean? You'll find them in there. It's a matter of routing them. The only thing is you need to be careful then. When it comes to your Toby settings, Flight Sim 2024 uses different numbers. So wherever your Toby has, for instance, if it's like 95.0, right? Or it might have 0.95. Change the 2024 and get rid of the point. You know what I mean? But yeah, that should do it, dude. Right, VATSIM is working. We are connected. We're not going to get any frequencies from here, although... Did I say Shannon's up? Yeah, Shannon is up. We're not going to get him on the radio, though, are we? We can try. London control 127-107, 127-105. We are unlikely. Alright, we're getting it. So radios are working. Sweet. Okay, I'm happy enough here. Radios are working. Do not forget to update the Iraq data. June, July. Yeah, no, we're good. June, July. We're good. In it? Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. And if we're going over this side of the house, let's go back one here. Menu. ATSU. AOC menu. Flight initialize. Yeah, we can call it all in here as well. All right. Okay. Sweet. Weather. Weather request. Echo November Sierra Golf. No, where are we? Echo Golf November Sierra. What an idiot. Echo Golf November Sierra. Pop you in. Give us a meter and a TAF. Send request. I see I have a Windows update. Yeah, good call, Dougal. I did my Windows update today. It was a cumulative, or whatever they call it, update. Also check for graphics cards, the usual kind of stuff as well, yeah? So, message. Load sheet. That's okay. Weather request. Here's our weather data. So, raining, few clouds, 4,800, 17 degrees, winds 080, 17 knots. Our TAF, winds would be 090 at 15 knots, few clouds. All right, okay, we're not too bad. We're not too bad. Okay, so the aircraft appears to be working. Right, the rain has stopped. Beautiful machine this, isn't it? The Firefly Air Alpha livery by our very own Gibbo Ireland. Doesn't it look absolutely gorgeous? It is stunning. It is absolutely stunning now. Dougal's taking the 319. Sweet. I haven't flown this in so long. Okay. The last little bit of the jigsaw is making sure that my my main control unit is working, which it is. Super duper. Okay, that's the first bit done. We are going to disconnect from VATSIM. Beep. And we're going to load in at our arrival airport, right? Make sure to test your park and brake. Jesus, do you remember though, right? I mean, who's in charge? Okay, so far so good. I'm familiar enough with Ronald's Way. We did our landing in there last week, right? What we will do, however, what are you doing over there? Come over here. There we go. So, our arrival below into Guernsey. Well, let's start looking at some of the charts. So we'll get our taxi chart. And we're going to load in Guernsey. Make sure the airport is working, right? We got some parking position. Oh, look at this. Got some nice parkings here. We'll go for gate 7 for the crack. And we'll load this in and see what happens. And let's see what happens there, right? So, let me see. Runway 27 is what we're after. So, we'll be looking to get off at Charlie, all going well. And we'll start reading up on some information about this now before we go much further. You spend a little bit of time now on kind of, expecting what to expect. Always expect the unexpected. It just makes your flight later on that little bit easier. You know what I mean? So activate services. So we'll have to wait and see here now. So there's no gates. So just give us the stairs. And let's see what the crack is here now. So stairs are coming in. That's all grand. We're going to a drone camera for this one. And let's just check out this scenery. It's 2020 scenery, so it should be fine. It's from UK 2000. I've pretty much all of their scenery, to be fair. BMW there, Jackson's BMW look. Very good. Let's ramble across. Yeah, nice details here. It's a basic little airport, but all I'm looking for is any kind of conflicts or things that are broken. You know what I mean? Or if any ideas how to regain focus in the cockpit. Yesterday I couldn't hover over switches and dials, but I couldn't operate them. Ooh. What was the aircraft, Dave? And what sim? Because that would sound like it's a WASM issue. It's a very basic airport, this one from UK 2000. Anglo-Normandy Aero Engineering. Nice. Right, okay, well, let's have a look at our approach. We're expecting runway 27, so let's just have a quick look around here. Daytime. Right? Visual reference points, so we will be coming in by that marina there, yeah? We got a little island out here. Okay, sweet. So, yes, we're going to have a marina. And a bit of high ground on our left. So as we approach coming in, let's have a look here now. Approach looks good. Runway looks good. There's nothing there in terms of, you know, nothing that's going to send us into space. Bit of a slope on the runway, but nothing too... A couple of bumps there, actually. That's all fine. This is Charlie, according to... Yeah, our charts are correct. So that's Charlie where we'll want to exit. Okay. We'll go back to our charts now to be sure. And then we'll taxi back in this way. So the west apron is in there. Unlikely we'll get that. That looks very, very small. We might get it though. Or we can go onto the main apron, and depending on where we're parking, we'll just get our number and we'll turn. And that'll do us here. Okay. Flights in 24, A340. Yeah, Dave, it could have been a WASM issue. A lot of the stuff just stopped kind of answering. And there's very little you can do. There's shag all you can do when that happens, man. Okay, so I'm happy enough with the layout of the runway and the airport. That's all looking grand. So let's go back into Navigraph here now and do a little bit of homework. So what we want to do, let's look at the airport. So information that we have. The airport elevation is 336 feet. So we want you, right? What else do we have? Guernsey ground, ATIS, that's okay. There is a warning here. Birds in the vicinity of the airport, downdraft and turbulence may be experienced on approaches to either runway in strong winds from any direction. After periods of prolonged rainfall, isolated areas adjacent to the paved surfaces can become waterlogged and incapable of bearing weight. When landing runway 27 in strong winds, building-induced turbulence and wind shear conditions may be experienced. But we know we're coming in on runway 27, so that's something we'll want to watch, right? Scott Voigt, good to see you, Scott. Top of the morning, man. When LVP is not in force, LVP landing something. Maintenance and bird scaring vehicles may operate on the airport. Okay, taxiway Delta has a 2.5 slope between the holding point Alpha 4 and Charlie. Okay, so be careful there. Limited visibility. Ah, very good, very good. I thought it was category 2 or whatever, yeah. Okay, so this area here, they're saying be careful because there's a fierce slope. And between holding points Delta 1 and Delta 2, the tower to runway centerline distance reduces. Okay. Hotspots on Alpha, that's for your departures. No taxiway markings directly linking stands 9 to 11 with the Alpha holding patterns. That's okay. Alright, I'm happy with that. Nothing too much there I think I need to worry about. Right? Go back into our charts here. Parking stands and coordinates. Stands 1 through 8 and 21 through 23 are nose in, push back. Stands 2A and 3A are positioned behind the stands 2 and 3 and are delineated as a stand demarcation line. Use of these stands are restricted. Okay. Marshalling guidance for nose pushback stands is provided by approved handling agents. Aircraft will not enter a stand until the marshaller is present. Grand. So there's no TRPs here that I can see. Ah, Catbat, good to see you, buddy. Goose is here. Uniform Goose, welcome aboard. So tug release points, I don't see any, right? But we'll figure out more of those in a moment. Any references here? Radar. Minimum altitude for radar control, minimum sector 1000, that's quite okay. Initial approach, continue visually or by means of a appropriate approved final approach aid. If not possible, proceed at 2000 feet. Alright. Noise abatement. The following procedures may at any time be departed from the extent necessary, avoiding immediate danger. Fair enough. Aircraft carrying out visual approaches with a maximum takeoff weight of 5,700 or less. Join final approach at not less and maintain 840 until intercepting the on-glide path PAPI indication. Aircraft to carry out visual approach with a maximum takeoff weight greater than that. Join the final approach before crossing the coastline. And any aircraft overflying the island to position on final approach must do so at an altitude of not less than 1,500 feet. Circuit joining is 1,040 feet. Alright. Jet aircraft on going around operate under IFR will, unless otherwise instructed, carry out the published missed approach procedure. Well, let's check that out. Approach, we're saying it's going to be an ILS 27. Missed approach, continuous climb to 3,000 feet. Initially climb straight ahead to 2,000 or 2.5 miles. Whichever is later, then turn right to the VOR at 3,000 feet or as directed. Okay, makes sense. Ramble this way, climb out 2.5 miles, start a right turn and head back to the VOR. Okay? Catbat, I was flying it earlier, buddy. It'll be out this day next week. This day next week. Aircraft will normally be required to hold not lower than 3,000 feet. Okay. There's a danger area up here. Authority to penetrate the EG radial 95 will be granted by ATC prior. Okay. Aircraft unable to receive DME inform ATC. Radar ranges will be passed at 8.1 nautical miles or not miles outbound, 5.1 nautical miles inbound, or 2.5 nautical miles outbound during the missed approach. Okay. Altitude select will be by hectopascals. Runway elevation is going to be 12 hectopascals. Transition level is going to be by ATC. Transition altitude is 5,000. ILS DME reads 0 at runway 27 threshold. Pilots must not descend on the glide slope until fully established on the localizer. Don't drop until you are fully established. Okay. LOC glide slope out. Altitude 7. 101319. That's grand. 2,000 feet. 268 degrees. And down we go. Ground speed. Descent angle 3%. The PAPI will look like this. Missed approach is going to be climb to 2,000 or a 2.5, and then it's going to be a turn to the right. Straight in landing. Minimums. Minimums. $604 maybe? I'd say 604, right? I mean, that's what it's telling us, right? Or 504, depending on our speed. Depends on our speed. 536. Well, that's here, but when we're looking... Oh, hang on now. What's this, though? That's circle to land stuff. Decision height, 536 or 2... Oh, yeah. That's standard, or if the glide slope is out, 670. Yeah, okay. Grand. Okay, what about our departures? Isle of Man. Taxi procedures for the Isle of Man. Apron floodlighting is 7 meters from the pavement edge. Pilot's aircraft should exercise extreme caution. Don't hit the thing. No taxi line is available between the east and west aprons. Taxiing through stands 7, 8, 8 and 7 is prohibited. What's that? Holding position Delta 1 is situated close to the exit from area whiskey and coincident with the start of, or coincident with the start of 26 ILS critical area. Pilot should exercise extreme caution. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, the old chart there now. Depending on the class of aircraft, yeah. Oh, look at this. Navigraph is having a moment. There we go. Radio communications failure shouldn't happen. Category 2 or 3 not equipped. Runway operations. Wind shear exists on a short final. That's okay. Crew departing from runway 21 should be aware that kite surfing in the vicinity of the climb out is possible during daylight hours. Simulated engine failures are not permitted. Okay. So we reckon we're blasting off runway 8. Okay. Uncontrolled public road in undershot or undershoot area. Approach is not permitted if Pat B are out of service. Okay. Parking and stands coordinates. We're around 9 here. Again, if there's going to be tug release points, probably not. And then we got chopper cops. Or chopper ops. We've no SIDS. Outside designated minimum radar altitude. Not too worried about that. So we'll be treating this as a non-standard departure. So we'll either get vectored directly from ATC and then turned, or we'll just fly out ourselves and self-vector. Okay. Okay, so our cruise level. Let's have a look. Let's go into our sim brief. And let's have a look at our actual flight plan. Now, the times are going to be different on this, lads. Not worried about that. But, you know, we'll see what the story is, right? So we'll read up a bit of information here. Can you make... oh, you can. Oh, much better. Much, much better. Right. Operational flight plan, that's grand. Isle of Man, weather, grand. So our cost index, there's some stuff here we're going to need to worry about. So where's my highlighter? Highlight. So cost index, that's important, right? Average wind, that's important, right? Fuel bias, that's all okay. Average ISA positive 0.005. Okay. Alternate flight level steps, that's grand, that's grand. Fuel, right, this is going to be important. So fuel, we are allowing 2791 to give us an hour and 5 airtime with a contingency of 15, alternate of 0, final reserve 30 minutes. Minimum takeoff fuel is going to be 55.8. I'll probably carry a little bit more, right? I'll probably carry a little bit more. Block fuel I reckon's 47.10, but we'll probably go a little bit more than that. All right. No tanker recommended. That's grand. That's grand. That's grand. Right. Let's see. Routing. 08 out of Ronaldsway. Direct Timmins on the Quebec 39er airway, exiting at Namsu. Then we're on to the Uniform Quebec 4 airway to the VOR at Wallasby. November 862 airway over to Carno, direct to Alhub, Abwiv, Pask, Donque. Airway November 862 to Skerry, and then we'll be doing a ILS or the Star. So these names, these codes, these, just spend a little bit of time watching these, because ATC might give you direct to, right? And if direct Namsu, and if you can't hear me, you could say direct Namsu. What did he say? What's that direct to? Right? So you have an idea of what they're going to be saying to you if you need them, right? So always spend a little bit of time going over your routing, just so that you're familiar when it comes to the waypoints and airways and all this. All right. Departure clearance is fine. Scheduled times are fine. weights. Passengers, this will all change, but to give us an idea, packs and cargo is a fairly full flight. That's all okay. Initial altitude we saw, but let's have a look at this. So flight level, let's have a look. 142328 3132. Flight level 320. Would that be right? Naughty, what did you get for that? And the temperature up here is going to be minus 45 degrees and it's flight level 320. That seems a little high, doesn't it? But sure, we'll see, right? We'll see what the crack is. What else do we need to do? Wind information, that'll probably change by tonight, but we'll have an idea, especially at the various altitudes. And we can see it's coming in at 157. So we're going to have a headwind. We already knew this. We were going to have the wind blowing against us. 360, that's what you went for. 32 will be alright for me. I hope. ICAO flight plan, that's fine. Additional information, that's fine. Runway analysis. That's all grand. That's all based on the weather and the wind. Wet runway takeoff plus 2000, that's fine. Other things, flaps full, don't worry about those, that's all to performance. Airport weather, so let me see, there's a segment there. Let me see here now, valid through the 12th day until 2:30, until tomorrow. London FAR. Okay, so there's turbulence up that neck of the woods. Alright. Weather that we're going to have here, 0 to 70, 18 knots, few clouds, 18 degrees, temporary. We've rain in the area, we know that. Then it's becoming broken, and then that's later on. Showers are going to be in the area from probability 40, so that's probably what's going to happen, and then becoming 250, 5 knots. So it actually calms down quite a bit. But yeah, we might get showers, but unlikely. You know. Flight level 320 for your A320 seems grand. It just does. Airport list is done. NOTAMs. That's okay. Let's have a look here now. Route. Direct. Departure airport. What do we need to know about? Isle of Man. Deactivated weather and approach closed. Okay. All other times are published. Destination. Fort Le Merchant Small Arms Range active. So the army are having the crack up at Fort Le Merchant. 1,500 feet, but it's only active from 7:30 till 4:30. They'll be finished by the time we're up there. Trigger NOTAM. Permanent AIRAC. Chart related to aerodrome chart titles. That's grand. Extended area around. So what have we got here? Valid from Met research is happening. But again, time 5 o'clock. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hit us. So they're just saying, look, they have Met research is happening. That's other smaller aircraft out there. 180 miles in cruise at flight level 360. Oh, really? Jesus. Civil aircraft notification. Underslung loads are happening in a radius of that. What time now? 0700 to 2130. This might hit us. There are civilian aircraft operating with underslung loads, low flying in area 17. Yeah, that won't be an issue. We looked at this last week as well. Flight trials up until 4 o'clock. And military exercise and training areas. Yeovilton radar frequency. Culdrose lower airspace radar service. Out of operation, that's okay. Multiple fast jet aircraft will operate fighter jet training, non-selected segue, that's okay. What's the time? 4 o'clock. Yeovilton. None of these times are affected. This is, what's this now? Newcastle ATS, that's okay. We're not going up that high. Danger area valid. Okay, so we have a danger area valid. We'll double check that on the chart. Multiple military aircraft conducting air-to-air refueling up to 4 o'clock. Here's one for 10 o'clock. Fireworks between 8 and 10. Newcastle up on time. We're nowhere near it. Aircraft flying procedure. Multiple paragliders are operating. Again, they'll be gone when we get up there. Folkestone, wrong neck of the woods. That's all okay. That's all okay. Yeah, there's nothing that I can see anything kind of mad. Even if there is mad, it just means like we want to be aware of it for our flying, but VATSIM mightn't follow it. It depends on the controllers, you know. I think we're good. Range. So there's ranges happening below at the other place. We know what's happening there. Small arm firing, but that's like rifles and stuff. You know what I mean? Montana dude, good morning, buddy. Hope you're well. There's flare firing going on. Shouldn't hit us. 1929 to 02. Surface to 4100 feet. Not gonna hit us. Met balloon release with a mile radius of that coordinate. Not worried. There's a lot of NOTAMs, isn't there? Restricted area temporary, active for unmanned. That's okay. Restricted area temporary. That's okay. Yeah, like we can go down through all this. High band, high intensity radio transition area, HERTA, low flying area, and night rotary region. Okay. Safe distances, UAS support, aerial survey. That's all okay. That's all okay. Right, so in terms of the NOTAMs, I don't see anything kind of shouting at us. Obstacles are all fine. Model flying aircraft. Deadly. Right, okay. That's fairly straightforward. The rest then, after all our NOTAMs, is going to be our weather briefing. And we can see what the story is here. So that's our routing. This looks grand. Small arms under 50 cal. Yeah, 762 I think is the largest. Okie So the headwind isn't actually that bad, considering it calms down quite a bit. I mean, look at the barbs here, giving it full on, but once we get over land, it'll calm down. It depends on the altitude, of course, but like that's flight level 240. We can go higher. Flight level 300, 40 knots. We kind of said this earlier on, though. Simbrief just gave me an odd flight level for this. That's interesting. What's that? Flight level 340. So Naughty Gnome, 48 or 41. That'll be interesting, actually, Naughty. What aircraft are you flying tonight? Because you're going up higher, right? And this is the trade-off. The headwinds are going to be stronger at a higher altitude. However, you're going to have far better fuel efficiency the higher you are. Yeah. So what's the difference? 10 knots? I don't think 10 knots over the case of 10 knots is nothing. You know what I mean? So this is what it'll look like. This is the wind as we ramble up. So the wind blowing to our side, to our side, to our side, to our side, headwind, 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 and then it gets a little bit nicer again. End of document. All right, so that's our flight plan. So I am happy with the routing for tonight. Any questions? No? Brilliant. This is our flight we'll be doing tonight live on the VATSIM. We'll be on we're live on stream as well. Looking forward to this one, lads. A nice jaunt. That's going to get us down to Guernsey. Then we're going to go from Guernsey eventually down to Gibraltar, Gibraltar back to Jersey, and then Jersey home to Dublin. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of crack, this one. So we can see we have a lot of waypoints here. We'll probably get direct twos, right? And then we know as we kind of ramble over the Cardiff neck of the woods, top of drop is probably going to be out near Exeter. Probably. You know, somewhere out that neck of the woods anyway. We'll have a look. But in terms of everything working within, our sceneries are good, aircraft is good, VATSIM connection is good, radio communications are good. We've double-checked the route, we've double-checked the approach. We've had a quick listen or a quick read over any NOTAMs that might be affecting us. We've reviewed our takeoff plan, non-standard departure, right? We'll probably get some sort of vectoring or self-vectoring. Our arrival, we know that we're going to be on a star now, and we're also going to go for the 27 ILS approach. We will be flying in towards the VOR. It looks like a teardrop entry, and then the missed approach is fly runway heading, climbing to 2000, and then once 2.5 miles out, swing right and head back to that VOR and await further instruction or give it another bash. So we have a good idea of what's happening now tonight. We'll double check all our sim brief stuff and our flight planning stuff. Just make sure that the weights and balances are all doing what it is they need to do. Liveries are working. I'm happy, lads. We can't do any more. We can't do any more. So if you have any questions, let us know. Anyone who wishes to do this flight tonight on VATSIM, more than welcome. Give it a shot. If you have any questions or worries, we're there. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how the day goes. But it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Because these flights usually are. They're a ton of fun, you know. Thanks, Dad. Put your ass in the military training program when you were 16. Yes. I could rephrase 50 cal to anything under 20 mil. Good. I think it's 762. That was anything 762 and below was classed as small arms fire. And over here, like, it's all NATO over here. So 762, 556, 9 mil, all that stuff as well. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this flight. And I'm dying to get back into that Fenix, man. I have not flown this in so long. Like, it's only when you see the detail and the absolute wowness of this aircraft. The Fenix is an absolute beautiful aircraft. So yeah, looking forward to this. Yeah, Eddie, it's a beautiful livery, man, isn't it? They've done a great job. Gibble's design, and yeah, it's just class, man. Love it. With our sharklets and everything. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and all our cameras are set up as well. Things are working the way they should. Yeah, all our views are set up, and yeah, there's nothing too terrifying with the aircraft we need to worry about. Like, all the detailing, like, you know what I mean? The Fenix is an absolute class act. It's a class act. Look at the state of it, like. Excited to get back into this airplane. It's been a long time since I've flown the A320. You know, I've been flying the MAX quite a bit, and any other larger aircraft, the airliners in particular, I've been mixing it up generally. Do you know what I mean? And there will be X-plane aircraft coming into these VATSIM series as well. Definitely. Like, there's especially when we get to the States, there's a lot of aircraft. You know, I won't fly the 767 though. Right? It'd be grand. Right, lads, I'm going to nip away now for a few hours. Going to grab a bit of lunch, pick up the missus, and we're going to get ourselves back on at 1900 Zulu. So for today's stream, we showcased a flight using the upcoming Black Square Starship, which is looking absolutely gorgeous and very, very nice to fly. And then we've just concluded now our briefing for our flight for this evening. Black Sheep Gene, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're well, buddy. So we're going to be doing this flight tonight on VATSIM in about 5 hours time, less actually, about 4.5 hours time we'll be back. So yeah, looking forward to it. So guys, thank you all so very, very much indeed for the subs, the likes, the watches, the whole shebang, lads. Great bunch of lads, and we'll see you a little bit later on this evening from 1900 Zulu. Till then, have a great day. Holy crap. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. We're going in, that's it. There's no turning back at this stage. Jesus, mind the bears. Look at this biggie just... Oh no, we're into dying. Quick, get out. Oh no, we're... Jesus. Oh, oh. Microsoft, it's Murph. Someone clip this if you can. Do you hear the sounds? I've been blaming aircraft developers. Asobo or Microsoft need to fix this. Do you hear the noise? Outside the plane? You need to fix that, lads. It's the